Welcome, everyone, to another episode of The World According to Beatrice Noel. We got some serious talking points here. And of course, she has another beautiful look to share with us to make it so appealing. Even if you can't hear the audio, you can look at her beautiful self. And here it is. My screen is minimized, and I want to make sure that I always have a hang up about my fan because it's so hot over here in Ghana, in Accra, in Africa, that I don't want that sound. So you hear me muting myself a lot. But we have a lot to talk about, my dear sister, because even though we had the talking points set up already, there's more stuff that's happening. So that's just the way it's going to be. You know what I mean? But I want you to start out wherever you want to start out. We have a few things I want to chime in on also as you speak. Was when you speak about the shadow banning, that's right up my alley because I'm shadow banned like a mother. Trust me. How are you doing tonight, my sister? I think she's muted. You're still muted, right?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. It's just a little stressed out because of the moving.
So what did I hit wrong?
Yeah. So I would have to start with Nigeria, because Nigeria having a lot really expensive, it's like unreasonably expensive. The house being built, the house are $500 million worth each. $500 million, $500,000 US.
Half a million.
Half a million. Sorry, no, I bet $500,000, but still $500,000 US. Who gonna buy that? Who gonna buy that? So obviously you see the discriminative factor about it, and you can see the fact of corruption. So who gonna? I'm not talking down of Africa. But I thought Nigeria, price was reasonable. So if you say you're developing an area where every house is $500,000, then you already know it's a certain group of people who are going to live there.
That's right.
Okay. So when you see the certain group of people, now my next question is, what about the rest of us? Because they said they were supposed to build like affordable housing for everybody else. They're like a project to build like 50,000. They use that same money instead of building that. They're building the 500,000 houses.
And there's so many people over there that you see the movies and you see online and everything. But there are a lot of poor people over there that don't have it like that. You know what I mean? So while they can show this other stuff that's fascinating, there's a lot of poor people over there that don't have it like that.
Now a lot of illiterate too. I think 90% of Nigerian the population is below poverty. Yeah. And the rest, you already know, is that 10% who are going to live there. But, I mean, when you act like that, you're worse than the white devils. You act just the same as they do.
You ain't lying.
That's kind of jacked up, because if you say to me, that's what I see. It's a new step to corruption. Already was like bad enough that people cannot get their retirement. They have to actually bribe the bankers to give them their goddamn retirement they work for.
Bribe the bankers? What kind of foolishness is that?
And it's your money. It's your money. You have to bribe the bankers. Okay? That's messed up. So now using the same money they gave you to build house for the poor, you're building house for the super rich. You do understand, for the super rich to stay rich, you need us, right? You need us. So you need to take care of us too. Because even though I don't live in Nigeria, I have the us mentality. Actually, I'm Igbo. Yeah, my ancestors are Igbo. But yeah, I have an us mentality. You need us. You need us to work for you. So maybe it's time like Nigerians start boycotting, those super rich. Stop boycotting them. Because either you work for them or not, you're still super poor. You're still hungry. So fuck them. Start boycotting them. Because I ain't right.
Politicians don't listen to them anyway, but then who expects much from a politician?
Exactly. Because the thing is I think we need to stop the tribalism thing too. Like if you see like you got a candidate that's really honest, really try to help you, don't ignore him and just pick the one that's in your same tribe. This is stupid. That's why you're stuck in the same situation. I said it again. This is stupid.
That's right.
No, because I think now what's going on, I think there's like a civil unrest right now, mostly because where Lagos is, the south, the Igbos, they want their independence from Nigeria. So I think that's part of the civil unrest they're having right now.
You know what bothers me with so much unrest over there? I'm hoping that any outside interest doesn't try to come in and appeal to one side and also appeal to the other side.
Unfortunately, that's exactly what's going to happen.
To feed them with weapons so they can just kill each other off. And these
because the Russian, they've been financing the president. That's exactly what's happening. The Russian, the president, he's been buying stuff from the Russian the same way the Chinese been financing him. So, which is wrong. It's just wrong. I mean, how about you actually do for the people?
Can the Nigerian leaders see what's going on, or they just want to welcome this so they can just leave the country with some money and leave everybody in uproar? You know what I mean?
Exactly. I don't understand this mentality. I don't get it. Like, I mean, how can you live like that? You know, that's not even greed anymore. That's demonic. You want everything for yourself. Everything. And the person right next to you is living in a shack and is super poor. That makes no fucking sense.
That's right.
You know? And you've had the same situation in India too. Because I can't even watch their show because it just gets on my goddamn nerve, you know? Flaunting how rich they are, especially the newcomers, the new super rich, the Silicon Valley rich India, like, because they call them role model because they're on Instagram and whatever. There ain't no fucking role model. If you want to be a role model, help your people.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all. But see, the poorer people that are caught up in that and thinking that that's the epitome of living, they're doing it to themselves because it's imprinting them with something that's not real. I mean, it's just not real. And they're flaunting around like this. Exactly. And they're going to be lustful for the material stuff and do anything to get that money and repeat the cycle en masse.
Yeah, but it's actually one lady. She actually does that. That's the only. She's a Dalit. She was part, the Dalit or the untouchable, the pariah. Nobody want to have anything to do with. That's from the social class she came from, and she managed to become a billionaire in the real estate industry. But what she does is she never forgot where she came from because she always go back to her village. And every Sunday, she invites some of them to come to her place, to her house, and she gives them money. Like for a wedding or whatever, she gives them money. She's actually the only one who does the right thing. Everybody else, they want to flood their dumb shit on social media. Meanwhile, right next, you see them in the high skyscraper, but right next to you, stupid ass skyscraper, it's a slum.
I know. How can they sleep at night? And not only that, but don't they think they're going to become a target? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, I want no part of that. Forget it. No. Now that I don't. It doesn't feel right for me at all. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. But, I guess hopefully the new generation. And that's the word. The new generation are even more like nonchalant. Because I remember I was talking to one that, he's struggling. He wants to. That's the thing. They don't want to stay in India. The one that like the Dalit or everybody else. They want to leave the country because there's no way for them. There's no opportunity. The supers, they keep everything for themselves, and the rest, fuck y'all.
And the jobs and just a way to not just make a living, but to have a career and do good because there is money flowing out there.
Yes.
I can't see myself being that way if I was in those positions to have money or some kind of influence.
Exactly.
I wouldn't want to be the only one. I want everybody happy. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes, because now it was kind of sad. I was listening to him because he says the only solution is to leave India and go realize his own dream here in the United States. But y'all do realize that the American dream is not for everybody, right?
You ain't lying.
Right now, I got one friend down in Morocco. He's like, he's steadfast. He wants to come here. Okay, no problem. But you do realize it's not just like that. It's the American dream is not for everybody. I mean, you might have like a chance to have a decent job, a decent house, a decent wage, but you're gonna like work to the bone to keep it.
Right. This is not the time for something new like that, unless you have some kind of inroad.
Yeah, I mean, you live better, but you work to the bone. I remember there was this Nigerian lady on YouTube because she was cussing out Nigerian. So she's like, we're here right now. They said, or like England or whatever, France, and we're working like, or back off, and their family in Nigeria are walking with Louis Vuitton and iPhone and all that mess. They can't even, or Beats head for it. Meanwhile, they're working so hard to send money to Nigeria or whatever, or Benin, that they can't afford none of that mess because they're sending the money over there.
Wow.
Yeah.
We definitely have a mental sickness. Some of us. Not all of us, but some of us.
Okay. It's the same situation in Haiti, where you find the local Haitians, they're dressed better, they're living a better life than the diaspora because they send all their money in Haiti. That's messed up. Africa by itself receives $60 billion from the African diaspora. Meanwhile, your brothers and sisters in the diaspora endure all kind of discrimination, harassment, and working to, basically to death because there's no more retirement for anybody anywhere around the world.
That's right.
It's
the younger folks feel really hopeless because of that. I mean, it's not just about just a retirement check, but it for a while, it seems to work to a bit that you can look forward to, as you get older, have something, coming in. I mean, it's crazy. It's like, if you're not in already, you ain't getting in.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's just like Fedi said, he says it's an American nightmare. Yeah, it's an American nightmare. Yeah. Which can actually bring us to the next subject. I think I gotta move over there. I guess yeah, I can move like that over there.
No, I'll leave it on you like that. Empress Elegy just came in. How are you, Empress Elegy?
Hello, Empress Elegy. How are you doing? How you doing?
Hello, my sister. How are you? Hi, Brother Lance.
Right. How you doing?
Oh, I do fine.
Yeah. So
I was listening, but I couldn't join for a few minutes.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, now you're here.
Now I'm here.
We're talking about we don't understand how come one person, it's not greed anymore. It's just demonic. It's the same here, where one group of people has everything. Everything. I mean, how can you sleep peacefully at night when people right here in the United States are dying of hunger?
Well, they don't have your conscience. So, you're asking the question because you have a conscience. They don't have one. So they can sleep. They have no problem sleeping.
Yeah, people are dying of hunger right here in the United States. Right now, there are parents, they're skipping 2 meals so that their children can eat. That's how bad the pandemic is.
Yeah.
But they're not telling the world that over here, though. And when I say those things over here, they look at me like I'm crazy, like you must be joking. You have everything over there. That's the greatest country in the world, and everything is over there, and it's just so nice, and everything is cheese and butter and fluff, but they just don't understand.
Shit, I wish that was so.
It's on television. That's the problem. It's on
Yes,
television.
it's propaganda.
They're seeing they're seeing these Hollywood made up shows that are showing people living very well, being able to go here, go there, afford this, afford that. And they think everybody lives like that.
No, definitely not.
Right.
Jesus. Which brings us to the second subject, Kamala Harris.
Okay.
Because it's actually showing her true colors, what she really is, And that word starts with a C and ends with an N. Because first she said start with this bullshit saying that there's no racism in America. So which America are you talking about exactly? Which United States you talking about?
I know.
The one she lives in.
Yeah, it's kind of remind me of what's his name? I forgot his name. Before Kevin Hart, he was as popular, the stand-up comedian, because he played the movie where he was a black president. I forgot his name. Because in the movie, they said they will pick him because he was a congressman, so they pick him to become a presidential candidate. When they told him that, he's like, which kind of candidate of the United States? He's like, which United States? The United States of America. He's like, which America?
Exactly.
North America. He's like, get the fuck out of my face, man. What the hell are you talking about? Exactly. Because, it seems like Kamala Harris was black when she was running. As soon as she became vice president, I don't know what color she is, but you're not one of us. Because now you think, no, she's not one of us. Because now you're sitting on the podium telling people to don't come here. Okay. How about you don't come in their country too? Okay. How about you stop funding terrorism in their country? There's a reason why they're coming. All those presidential coup, the CIA y'all been doing. There's a reason why they're coming. Every time there's a president who try to stand for the people, nationalize the people's resource, you depose them. And you got the nerve to stand on the television and tell us to don't come here? What are you talking about? It's so true. Like in Haiti right now, people the same country that they call poor, that they call now we're at level, I don't know what level, we're at level of a threat level, to a level where it's dangerous for tourists to go to Haiti. Okay. Right now, that's the level. That's the way they put us. Basically, that pretty much shatters the tourist industry in Haiti. Okay, so if we're that dangerous, why the biggest embassy in the world, the second one, is in Haiti? You let me know, friend. How come every goddamn plane that goes to Haiti, 75% are white people?
Because they know the deal. They know the real deal.
And I know that's it's not even cool anymore. You're just embarrassing us. You're not one of us. Like, what the hell? Like, what the hell? Oh, don't come here. Like, okay, well, how about you leave their country? That's how I feel. How about you leave our country? Then we won't come. Wow. It is something I know. That's how I feel. And you see, again, I say us. I don't say mine because I have the us mentality.
Right.
Because in a sense, it affects all of us.
But they don't want more people thinking like you. See? Then we have a revolution.
Yeah, exactly. It's overdue anyway. Yeah, which could bring us to the subject where we should address the shadow banning. Yeah, because I noticed a lot of Lance video. Almost all mine are shadow banned. That's why.
No. Mine are shadow banned. Brother Lance can tell you. All of his videos are shadow banned, and mine are super shadow banned.
Wow. Because I noticed that when we talk like really serious topics, like the one we talk about espionage, and the one when we talk about the resources, that with every country that has resources, they're always destabilized, and we just keep screaming, "Oh, human rights violation!" That one got shadow banned too. The one we did also about the DNA, how we manipulate the DNA with the ultrasound vibration. That one got shadow banned too. It means only one thing. It's not only YouTube who's watching us. Somebody is watching what we're saying. Because it makes no sense that YouTube is specifically shadow banning the political one. No one talking about how a government functions.
Right.
Yeah.
It's real life for me now. I'm so used to it.
Yes, that means somebody is watching. It's not only YouTube. Somebody's watching. So it is really imperative that y'all, when you watch, share the video. I'm gonna share with your friend, share with the family. I mean, I'm not trying to get popular. I'm just trying to boost a conversation, because a conversation is overdue. That's why I'm saying you need to share it.
Well, we need to share all of, everybody needs to really be sharing all of his videos, because there's no reason why he can have, they keep playing with his subscriber numbers too. Why you can have 100,000, 107,000 subscribers, and even the best of the best videos can't get 3 or 10,000 views? That makes no sense. I mean, 10,000 should be minimum for the number of subscribers that he has, So.
And not only that, but they remove subscribers, and I watch the numbers go down. It's like they keep me boxed in a certain area. Once we passed, it took so long to get from 106 to 107, but last year we were just climbing. Now that we got to that point and passed 107, and we're going up, not even near 108, but 107, 200. Once I hit 200 or near 200, after 107,000, it starts to come down. So now it's coming down near 100 again. Every day they'll knock off 20 or 30 subscribers. And
that's really fucked up.
I don't see your stuff because I was removed. They said when I went to see your stuff, I haven't seen it for a while. I saw that I wasn't subscribed, right? And then they don't share it on the sidebar. There's a lot of ways of doing it, but I know how they do it. But see, the thing is, they don't understand that I'm not here just for hits. I'm here to do what I do. And there's other platforms that keep it thriving, but it's a whole science. It's what they do. But I did find out through my analytics that one of the most effective ways, and it's funny because Facebook owns WhatsApp, but one of the most effective ways of sharing is not just directly, like the main ones are WhatsApp, the directly to different people that you know, and on Facebook for some reason. Now, Facebook directly holds back my stuff, but when other people share it, it goes out faster. Anything coming from me? No, it doesn't work. But if you have a group on WhatsApp or whatever, and it's something that you want to share, you don't have to share everything because everything may not appeal to you. So, again, it's not about hits. It's just about getting the work out there. Like with Beatrice Noel, she does so much great research and there's so many great things she talks about that deserves to get out. Now, I mean, something I do, I'm like, this ain't going to get out. I'm just throwing it out because I want to say it. So it doesn't bother me anymore because I have so many other platforms and so many other categories of things I'm going to do that YouTube can't touch me as an artist when I share my artwork, or they can't touch me if I write a book and it comes out. What's usually going to stop me doing that? So it doesn't bother me now at this point, but it's annoying sometimes because you put the work in and they purposely hold you back, especially since I came to Africa.
Yeah, because in a sense, it's what I said. Africa is a threat. Now we're in Africa. Basically, probably this year as a communist or whatever, because that's how it was under in the era of McCarthyism and of J. Edgar Hoover. Any black activist was a communist. That made no sense.
Well, see, I got out, and see, they know that I wasn't afraid to speak when I was in the United States, and I'm damn sure not afraid to speak out here. But they're wondering, like, okay, what are you going to be doing out there, like that kind of thing. So
I know.
And Ella can tell you, there's a lot of strange movements and strange people who, are trying to get around or whatever. it's weird. It's weird. So, it's like I'm still in the United States. I'm there in my spirit, but I'm in the back cave over here. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna lay low and do my thing, but they won't really know my movements, really. You know what I mean? That's the way it has to be. And it's gonna be wider and bigger than just YouTube. Whether they take it away or not, it doesn't matter. Stuff that's already out there. But they want you moving in fear. You know what I mean? And I already see a lot of things.
Yeah, like if there's a leash, invisible leash. That's kind of fucked up. That's the thing. No, because they always do that. Because I was talking to one of the people I was helping on my job, and I was telling her that we didn't leave the feudal system. They could just give it another name, but we did not leave the feudal system.
Right.
Because we're still paying taxes to the earl and the lords. We still are.
Still serve
we
them.
call them now. We call them now senators and congressmen. But they're the new lord. We're still the serf. We're still that. We didn't leave the feudal system. And just like the feudal system, the people is super fucking poor. And the king is all kind of goals and good that all the spoiler for the king. Like, and the earls. Like, what the? No. Something has to change. No, it's not right. Something has to change.
I hear you.
Yep. And because just like what happened in France, just like what happened in Russia, just like what happened in Middle East, where you had the Arab Spring.
Right.
Revolution's coming, whether you like it or not. You can block us on social media. People will find a way to gather. They will find a way to communicate. They will.
Face to face is the best.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
They will find a way. Because when the Arab Spring in Egypt, what was is it Morsi? Because what they did to try to contain the situation, they did that in Bahrain too. They kind of shut down the internet and shut down social media. People still found a way to organize and protest. You cannot stop the revolution.
Well, you know what? They were organizing and protesting before there was such a thing as the internet. So news might get out a little bit faster, but news will still get out, even if they cut the internet. Right.
Yeah. Actually, there's several countries, especially several African countries, Venezuela too right now, that when they try to contain protesters, they shut down the internet. Do you know how detrimental it is for your economy when you do that? Because all the e-commerce, all those people who have their goods online, they cannot fucking sell it. Exactly. What if somebody want to book for a restaurant? They cannot do it. It's very detrimental for your country, and you lose millions every time you do that. So now you're pissing off the people, you start pissing off the middle class too, because you're fucking with their money.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I always said a revolution is not going to be us. We're not the ones that we won't start the revolution.
Exactly.
It's going to be the people who are accustomed to their comfort levels and their lifestyle.
Yeah.
And you're taking that away from them, and it's like, how dare you? We won't stand for it.
When they want to bet money, they're going to start doing this shit here too. When they want to, they do it. It's very subtle, but they do it. Like when people are protesting, they bring the IMSI catchers to jam the cell phone so people cannot communicate. So it won't be long before they start shutting down the internet too. That won't be long.
Oh, that's coming. Oh, that's coming.
It's coming. It's coming.
That's the ultimate. That's how they're going to get it. And they're going to have different tiers of it also, where the elite can have the full thing. And another tier below that where, most can't afford it, or they'll certain things. They'll let you know this is going to be limited. And they're going to let you know that there'll be certain words that you cannot say, certain conversations not have. People think it's crazy, but look at life now, and look at life maybe like a year and a half ago, how different it was, right?
Yeah.
So, and this is from this thing that you have to take the jab from. I'm not going to say it because they're going to flag this video, but the internet, that's going to be that's coming up very soon, because they're going to use it. They're going to use the excuse that there are radical terrorist people out here communicating and doing certain things, and the cyber attacks, like say for example, they will feign a cyber attack. They will manufacture a cyber attack and tell the world that we need to shut this internet down until we can get to the bottom of it. That's what's going to happen. And the only way to get the internet is to pay for it. Well, we'll offer you this, for $500 a month. You know what I mean? Who's going to do that?
Right.
It's ridiculous.
So they can still make money. Right. But the masses are shut out.
Basically, it kind of gentrified like that. You cannot have access to it, and you no longer have a voice. That's why it's extremely important that y'all learn to share the video. Because me, I don't care about being popular. I care about starting the conversation. That's what I want.
Right.
Starting conversation when now all of us have a us mentality, not just I as a single person. Because now, it's about our survival, not just mine or Lance percentage, it's all of us. Because when you think about it, there was no internet when the revolution happened in France or in Saint-Domingue that became Haiti. There was no internet. There was no social media. But still, they're managed, and even when Bookman did the first revolt, there was no internet. And exactly. We found a way to communicate. So because
word of mouth.
Exactly, because all you're doing is getting us really angry, and you're about to see a revolution for real.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And guess what? When that pacifier of the internet is not there, and you have your phones and you can call people, but you can't get on the internet, watch crime go, stations get up, because that's been something that is very entertaining. And to be able to walk around with this in your phone, it's like being able to walk around with a TV set from back in the day, but something small. Watch TV. Or you don't want to leave the house because you want to watch this TV program. Well, you have the TV in your hand now, and you can be very selective on what you see, and you can watch it for 24 hours. See, the thing is that people, they got us with the social media thing. They got us with these conveniences that have become a staple in our lives. Exactly, but it's so embedded now. And so if these things are taken away, most people, I'm not seeing anybody here, because I feel there's a level of intelligence here that's really exceptional. But there are many people that are going to look for things to do because they're bored. That idle time that they made to watch these ratchet videos and the fight stuff, not the stuff where they learn anything, but once they're turned in on each other and bored, and then it's poverty and you're limited, they're going to realize what they wake up in. They're going to wake up in a sorry state of affairs that they've been distracted to and did not prepare for, and it's going to hit them all at one time. And that's when the mayhem is going to start.
Exactly. But yeah. But also, so that's why I'm going to start talking about Osaka, Naomi Osaka, because you start to see even like the athlete, like with Kaepernick, where he was basically by himself. Nobody wanted to join him. He was basically like Muhammad Ali, because Muhammad was the only mouthpiece. You wouldn't find any other, black athlete like talking against racism and discrimination. So what happened is, Naomi suffers depression since 2018. She suffers depression because it was even before her final match with Serena Williams. Because Serena, because I guess it's like nervousness seeing herself finally get to that point where she actually facing her idol.
Right.
But when she finally, the thing is, she may or may not have not won. because we'll never know the way the emperor was fucking with Serena.
Yes, right.
We'll never know. Probably that's one part of her depression. So probably she got a sense of guilt, of like, because there's the syndrome, the imposter syndrome. Because Angelou had that too. She had like where she thinks that she's a fraud when you are not. You're exceptional. So not only that, so when she won and people, instead of cheering for her, everybody was booing her. You know what that does to a 19-year-old girl who suffers depression?
I know. That's not good. I mean, they should be cheering the fact that she made it to Serena's level, you know. But
she's American too. She
is American.
She's American too. And they were born.
She was born here. She was born here. That's all there is. That's all it is.
Nah, it's just messed up, man. It's wrong. Because nobody wanted to endorse her. That's why she went to Japan and got endorsed there. So now we call her Japanese. You know? But the thing is, so now since then, she says she has extreme anxiety. But you know, because I watched the video when she won after being booed, so she sat down by herself and crying. And instead of people giving her fucking privacy to cry, they were taping her ass on national television. Everybody seeing her crying. So she put a towel on her head, over her head.
Right.
You know, you have a little bit of privacy to cry, and they still were taping her. So I understand why you're pissed off. She says she doesn't want to show up in the press conference. I'll be the same. Like, give me my fucking space. You know how fucked up depression is? You don't even think right no more. I have it. I know. You don't let me know. Before I used to take you don't think right.
Right.
I mean, it's absolutely if you're suicidal. Because all I do is think about how I can kill myself. I look at everything and look at how I'm gonna get myself. That's how it is. So she might be in that state, and you're pressuring her and harassing her. Like, what the fuck? You don't mess with that. Yeah, you don't mess with that. Like, leave her alone.
Yeah.
So, but what happened too? She had a $50 million endorsement from Nike. So that's why when they started finding her, she's like, deuces, niggas, I'm out. What the fuck? So she got $50 million. She don't have to deal with you. So that's why I said, like, it was a strategic move to show to them that you're not my master. You don't own me. You don't control me. It was a very strategic move. That's why all white folks were like, even on YouTube, oh, what does that mean? Now, every time I ask Phil that she doesn't want to talk to people, so he or she doesn't want to talk to the media, so he's just not going to talk to the media? Is how going to be that? Yes, motherfucker, that's how it's going to be. You don't own us. That was the message. Because she got 50 million. She don't have to deal with your dumb ass. She just walk out. But this is the same thing with Kaepernick. That's why he's still a mouthpiece, because he makes way more money as a mouthpiece than actually as being a football player. I think he got like $50 million from Nike too.
Yeah.
So that's the message. That's why the white folks were like, they actually posted a tweet showing all the other players. Together, and they were saying, "Oh, they know what was the job." So I just find it. Yeah, I think I have it. Yeah, no, it was because actually they had to delete the tweet,
right? Because
it was kind of offensive to me, particularly because I know what depression is. So because I go through it. So it says, Roland Garros official Twitter account then posted a photo of 4 other players participating in their media responsibility. So it was Kei Nishikori, Arina Sabalenka, Rafael Nadal, and Coco Gauff. And the caption was, they understood the assignment. I'm like, that's extremely insensitive. Okay, it's wrong and extremely insensitive. Because even though even posted something that said anger is born of a misunderstanding. You don't understand exactly. You don't understand what she's going through. Because once the depression, you don't think right at all. You don't think right. Everything there's a negative side out of it. All you think about is kill yourself. So leave her alone.
Right.
That's why Serena was talking for her, saying that she got thick skin. No, it's not the same thing. It don't matter if you have thick skin or no. Because I go through it. That has nothing to do with having strong personality. No. Has nothing to do with that. Once that hit, you don't think right anymore. And probably because she said that actually her sister spilled the tea because I think her sister name is Marie. Because they didn't know what was going on. So what happened is the day before, because she just won a match, and some family member, an asshole, came up to her and told her that she sucked at blank. So basically, yeah. I mean, you already know. I mean, probably they were Haitian, if not Haitian, Japanese, because that's how we are. We like to, like shit on somebody else, on somebody's success, and that's wrong. That's really wrong. I mean, you know what kind of pressure that girl's on already. She's ready. I mean, she's getting ready for another match. She got the pressure. Right. She got extreme anxiety, and you come out of nowhere with your stupid ass comments. So it kind of imbalanced her, and it kind of like that was a trigger. That's a trigger, and the next thing she's like, "I'm not showing up. Forget it." Because she was saying that she was trying to preserve her mental health, which makes sense. Instead of, because she said those press conferences can be up to an hour and ask her the same stupid ass question over and over, make you doubt yourself. So I agree. I wouldn't show up either. And there's that too. Now, since I have it, now it makes me realize why the movie stars in like rappers, they always high. They always all fucked up. Because that's probably the only way they feel that, I mean, they get numb enough to deal.
Right.
With paparazzi and all that bullshit.
That's true.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
You don't have your life to yourself. It's not a normal existence. I'm not saying normal is the standard because there is no normal, but the bottom line is the things that we take for granted, that once you hit that certain level of stardom, and not even just fame, but they know you have money and they want to live this and they want to experience this, and they can't help themselves. I mean, you can just be famous and not have money, and people will run you down for what? I don't know.
Still.
But then when you're famous and you have that money, and you're not even looking for that world, but it's a temporary thing, it's not going to last. There was a time when, just to pluck names out of my head, whatever happened to Pee Wee Herman? He was famous at one time, wasn't he? He couldn't go anywhere. I don't care about that situation. I'm just saying, what happened to some of these people who are so famous?
Right.
That that show Dallas, and everybody was hot. Miami Vice, and everybody was hot. Time goes on. Michael Jackson passed away. It's still after his money. What I'm saying is that, it turns people, I hate to say into leeches, but they're so, the truth. Yeah, because we think that these people have such a better life. They got to go to the bathroom too. They got to go eat too. They feel down sometimes. They don't want to be bothered sometimes. People are ringing them and calling them, and they got to live up to this image. Doesn't it hit you sometime how transparent or how shallow Hollywood is when you're watching a talk show and it's this particular person that they call a star, and they're talking about a movie that's coming out soon, and then you realize something about what they said. They said, well, 2 years when we wrap this movie up. It's like, wait a second. You did that movie 2 years ago, finish it up 2 years ago, and these people are going crazy over it now, and they're working on things. So it shows you how they spin their web of deception on your brain. Of course, they call it entertainment, but there's so much here to do in this life that we need to do to empower ourselves that can also be entertaining while we learn and we can maintain a social connection with other people. But we're detached, and we're in a very difficult place right now, because once things start jumping off and we're not connected to each other or know what to do, imagine a state of panic leaning on social media, the internet, the smartphones. If you can't call anybody? What happens if the power goes down and there's no internet and there's no way of talking? About 2.5 years ago, YouTube went down for a few moments, and everybody panicked. Not everybody, but people were ringing my phone. Right.
I didn't even know.
Exactly. But I tell you one thing: if YouTube goes down and the lights go out and the power goes out,
then we got a problem.
You get money out the bank. You understand? So people, that's going to motivate them to get up on their feet and move and figure something out. Do the thinking they should have been thinking a while ago. I'm trying to live in a way where I'm away from all of that. I want to live a life without money. Doesn't mean I want to be broke, right? But in that man-made system, I want to have everything out of it that I need. I don't want to have to go to for a piece of paper. I want my fruit. I want my vegetables. I want to get my solar power, get the water captured from the sky when it rains, or a stream underground. I want to be off of the grid. So if something jumps off, I'm like, la, 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 because I see it coming. It's frightening, but we will become each other's worst enemy. They'll kick your door in for a hamburger or something out of your fridge. Yeah. Imagine that.
That's going to be something.
I know.
Where was I watching? I was watching something where, am I still on? Can you hear me?
Yeah. We're listening to you.
Okay. No. My phone glitched and I had to make sure I was still there. Okay. No, I was watching something. I don't know if it was an actor or a comedian or someone said they would actually eat their neighbor. And he wasn't joking. He was saying it as comedy, but he was being very serious. That, if his children needed to...
Oh, yeah, Alex Jones. Yeah.
Exactly. Alex Jones. Yes, exactly. I was trying to remember where I saw it. But can you imagine someone saying that with a straight face on national television?
Combat mode. I'm thinking about slicing my own neighbor. Like.
Can you imagine? Now, if he's saying that, and he has all these followers that hang on to his every word, what do you think he's putting out there?
Monkey see, monkey do.
There you go.
Monkey see, monkey do.
There you go. People will say, well, Alex Jones said it, so, or he says he'll do it, so why can't I do it?
Exactly. Monkey see, monkey do. And that's not good. You need to think individually. You need to stop yourself and say, wait a minute. You need to doubt what somebody else is saying. You cannot somebody tell you to jump and you're like, how high? That made no fucking sense.
Well, that's social media.
Yeah. So, but it's the way that, because I read some of her tweets and I saw how she speak. Naomi, she knows how to clap back. She don't take shit.
Okay.
She knows how to clap back. So I think probably that's what they were trying to do, because when she said she wouldn't show up for the interview, all 4 Grand Slam were going to slap her with a fine. All 4 were threatening her. I mean,
really?
What kind of insensitive motherfuckers are you? Yeah, but she was threatened by all 4 Grand Slam tournament with possible additional punishment, including disqualification, suspension, and if she continues with her intention.
Well, they have a lot of money riding on her, so of course they're gonna be upset. Yeah, they're gonna want to sue her.
She's still a kid, so probably they're trying to. I'm really proud of her that she can stand her ground for her age.
Right. True.
Because she's still a kid. She's just 23 years old. And when she was booed, she was only 19. Man, that is messed up. That's really messed up. But it's not like in France when they're watching soccer, which is football for them, and they're throwing banana peels at the black players when they don't like how the game is going.
Right.
And they get upset when we call the black players African and not French.
That's right.
That is messed up. That is messed up. So,
and you can see how things are intensifying. I mean, you know, you look back 50 years ago, they say, well, things are better because it's not this way or that way, but it's what's in people's hearts. We're walking around trying to be politically correct. We're walking around, well, we don't say the N-word anymore, but it's the venom that's in the heart of the people. It's just off the chain. It's even more intense as far as I'm concerned. It's even more murderous, but we have to do it and grin and bear it and wear a smile on our face while we hate the next person. It's very explosive. At least people acted out and you knew how you stood with them. But now everybody says, no, there's no racism here. There's no, and the system that benefits them is still in place and they don't want to change it, right? So, you know, things have gotten worse. I'm not a doomsayer. My thing is make it better for yourself by choosing the life that you want to live and choosing the people that you want to have around you, because this is not going to change. Worse and worse. And that is the order of the day. It's too many spiritual portals have been opened by our exposure to social media and all this other crap that's in our head. And we're not even enjoying life. We're unhinged. It's like we're not in the moment anymore. We're not living anymore. We're just alive, but we're not living. And we don't get the benefit of a beautiful day. You know, back in the day, it used to be you go out, you have some friends. You may not even do anything where you spend money. It's not about spending money, but you come back happily exhausted in your heart and you feel like, wow, the music was stronger, had a better vibration. The vibrations between friends and people and just community, even though we had issues and challenges, it's just we're so isolated now. It's like solitary confinement, but we have to pretend like everything is all right, but we're not feeling it. It's just so disrupted, and I can see it. That's why I've retreated into my own life with those who can vibe with me and keep it strong. But you can't let everything in your life because it will suck the life force out of you, and you'll find yourself enjoying life less and less.
That's true. Huh? But what do you mean you retired? You didn't retreat yourself. You're about to become an international and global. Get out of here. Lance tripping.
I'll be in the Bat Cave. I'll do the international thing, but you know, I'll be like Batman. I'm hidden away. I'll be out here every day, but
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody knew it was.
Yeah, but this is where it really really, because that's why I wanted to bring that subject today, because I was watching Sha'Carri Richardson. This girl, oh my God, this girl's fast. She can do the 100 meter in 10.78 seconds and 200 meter in 22 seconds. Yeah, because the person that only was faster than her. That's what they're comparing her to, Florence Joyner. Because she was faster. Like she did in the Olympics. She did the 100 meter in 10.49 seconds. So immediately, instead of giving her props, they said she did steroids. So they didn't accuse her of being a man because she had the 2 kids, of course. So you can't say, oh, she's a man. But meanwhile, they accuse her of using steroids. So that's the thing. They never give female athlete of colors their props. Never. Like her. Hold on, let me just move that leg. This, so you can, or maybe move that camera. So, okay. Yeah. So they never give them their props. Never. Like, for example, this is how they're treating Serena Williams. Even Venus. So Serena Williams has often been called an ape and gorilla across the dark caverns of social media. Her body has been described in language not unlike the kind you'd find in old-timey slave auction advertisement. So in 2014, a high-ranking Russian tennis official snarkily referred to Serena and her sister, Venus, as the Williams brothers.
I remember that.
Yeah, every time you're an athlete of color and you're really talented, they'll put you down calling you either a man or you're using steroids. But the funky stuff about it is we don't say shit. We don't defend them. We just let it happen. We just get, join the bandwagon of white devils calling them men when they are not. Okay? Said in 2012, Williams' fellow competitor Carolyn Wozniacki stuffed her top in skirt, doing her best Serena imitation by mocking her shapelessness. Okay?
Right.
Yeah. As far back as 2009, a sport columnist wrote scathing editorial about Williams' body, likening her derriere to food and complaining that she wasn't attractive enough to him because of her. What the fuck? Are you serious? Okay, so he said this particular insult, especially when lobbed at black women, are difficult to see as anything other than fucking racism. Okay,
well, you know what I call it? You know what I call it? They're validating their inferiority.
Pretty much
validating their inferiority.
Pretty much,
because
that's what
they're just like that. Those little girls that would make fun of the black children, the black girls, and say their lips were too big, their butts were too big, their skin was too dark, only to grow up to get lip injections, butt implants, and want to lay out. So they feel inferior. They know who we are, but they just don't want us to know who we are. And they feel so damn bad when they see us in our natural beauty, the natural skin glistening, the natural everything. That's why they want to put the bad foods in our neighborhood. That's why they want to showcase us out of being who we are. They don't want us to be shining in our natural brilliance because they're not natural and they don't have no damn brilliance. So that's a validation of their inferiority when they want to come picking on something on you. Because back in 2010, I believe I made a video of 2011 CNN, the comment section of CNN wasn't monitored, and it was like it went wild. Serena did some kind of match. I'm not really into the sport, but I watch her as far as what goes into controversy, and they were going in on her, and they allowed this to happen. And I went to CNN, this article and video that they had on her, and the monkey this, the big butt, this big butt, and I did a video on it. I said, listen, half of your little small size Oregon white men would love to see her in the bed bent over waiting for you at home. You understand? You make fun of her, but you go watch the porn with women that are built like that. Because you wish you had
right.
So you hide what you're really all about, because that little white woman that you go home to, whose backside is so flat, it looks like a clothesline swinging on a hurricane on a windy day. She looks like an alien, okay? She tries to wiggle something she doesn't have, okay? She damn can't cook. The food has no flavor. So you fantasize about the soul of a black woman, to put her head in her bosom. I don't mean sexually in her titties. I'm talking about the warmth and comfort of the bosom of a sister, even if she's the minus A cup. There's something when you're in pain in this world and you come home to your sister and you put your head in her bosom and she wraps her arms around you and says, listen, King, it's going to be all right. Not that you're weak, but all of that. And they don't like when you treat each other so good, and they see how she's built, but it goes beyond the build. It's a heaven on earth thing. And I'm not just talking about the sex, but you have a black sister next to you with the warmth in the soul, and she has her mind on right, and you lay next to her and you hug her, and she's breathing on you and you breathing on her, and her leg is thrown over you. Man, you can't tell me you don't have the best sleep in the daggone world. But a white man is out there beating himself, wondering and never satisfied.
That's
so no matter how poor we are, we have each other. I'm out here in Africa right now. I just finished taking a walk, and the beautiful sisters that don't have all of the extras that the white man makes you think you should put on, and they're so warm and beautiful. I'm not looking at them in a lustful way. I'm just looking at their essence. Man, you have one of these beautiful women by your side, you can knock the world out. That's why they work so hard to keep us apart. Let me shut up.
But you're right. You're absolutely correct. You know.
Why would you say, let me shut up? Jeez.
Keep going.
Yeah, I saw some of the commentators saying that he married a white man. The man could have been blue. It could have been like the Rambo. That's not the damn point. The point is, every time a black woman succeeds as an athlete, they start using derogatory, description, calling them as either ape, either man, or that they're using steroid. That's the point of it.
I think it goes a little deeper than that, because you still have to ask yourself when you marry who you marry. You know what I mean? Love is like water; it finds its way. But at the same time, it's got to be very difficult to have the person that you're married to have his kind treating you the way that they treat her. That's very difficult.
True. Yes, exactly. No, I get the point. I get the point. Yes. Yeah, it's just like Michael Jackson, bleaching his skin and doing all that mess. Meanwhile, it's the same. The person you try to look like, they don't want every time accusing of pedophilia when you're not. So anyway, so they were saying that it's common for women athletes, especially when they win, to be derived as something other than women. So you were saying that he said like track and field athletes, soccer players, basketball players, tennis players, you name it, in any sport in which a woman has to actually train to be formidable competitor and has a physique that reflect that. So immediately they call you a man. So, for example, Florence, who was the fastest woman ever existed on this planet, she used to run with that hair like mine, this big, long, curly hair, and her nails are like 6 inches long, and her makeup is done, and she actually do her own outfit. So, especially the fact that she gave birth to 2 children, so they didn't accuse her of being a man, even though she was extremely muscular. However, when she finally she reached her goal, because she lost in 1987, and she went to train for a whole year. So instead of giving that woman props that she trained for a whole year with her husband, you just said that she used steroids.
Right.
That ain't right. That just ain't right. That ain't right. Like, for example, FloJo, she married a black man. That's the point. So it doesn't matter who they marry. It's just they need to stop doing that. So even the guy even wrote that, however, attractiveness to be opposite sex isn't used to determine who the highest paid male athlete will be. Articles in which male athletes talk about, compare, and critique their competitors' physique aren't published. So because he's saying that if, for example, you would have done that to a man and called them feminine, then they would have called you homophobic. But for black women, it's fair game. You can call them all kind of apes. And that ain't right. Yeah, the reason I'm bringing this is because in 2009 for the Olympics, every single woman of color who were like succeeding in sport, they were all banned and accused of being men when they were not. Okay, this Pastor Semenya. There were the Indian girls. What's her name? Yeah, because there were 2 Indian girls, but they fought the lawsuit. They fought the lawsuit. I think I have it here. No, not that one. Because it's a list of them. But Castor is the most popular one. Maybe because of how they sensationalize it. But when they started doing that, when she won her gold medal, they said the next day, man, the next day they have her stripped naked to examine her. She was only 19 years old. That's fucked up. Yeah, they put her through all kind of tests and using ultrasound and found out that she got no ovary. and no uterus.
Serious poems.
Right.
So that's why her level of testosterone is higher, but because she had a vagina.
That's a very interesting topic, because we can't just leave it at she's a woman. There's if you're going to have a woman who's going to have a higher level of testosterone in her system than the average female or the average woman, that's going to give her a level of strength and power that is not going to be matched by women who have either a higher level of estrogen or a balanced set of hormones in their system. There is going to be a difference in strength, a difference in power, a difference in how they accomplish what they accomplish.
Well, I disagree because Sha'Carri, she's a woman, and she can run to 10.70 seconds. Flojo, she was a woman too. She had no high testosterone level. So that's why I disagree. And they said that too. It's kind of discriminative, because even if they were a man, it don't mean nothing. They cannot run that fast anyway. So especially if we're now embracing transgender and and the sports, because that had nothing to do with people being transgender, because this started in 1960. They came with that bullshit that testing women to see if they're really women. Because in the beginning in 1960, yes, they will have you stripped naked to see if you're actually a woman.
You see, here's the thing. Back in the 40s and possibly the 30s, the Germans, especially up under Hitler, they started using anabolic steroids, men and women.
Right.
So to me, if you decide to change yourself during the course of your life, that's on you. If you want to play in women's sports, if you're born a woman, that's where you play. Now, if you're a woman now and you take something external to enhance, that's an unfair advantage.
Right.
Let it all be natural. Let it all be natural. If you're born a woman, you play as a woman, but you're not enhancing yourself. If you're born a man, you cannot play as a man, no matter how much estrogen and female hormones you take to soften your look. You got man bones, you got man leverage, and even if your strength is reduced, it's still far above that of a female. Whatever you're born, that's what you are. Don't take anything and don't try to change anything and pass it off like, oh, you got to accept me this way because of this. No, what were you born? And if you're taking anything, now naturally, if you have high levels of testosterone, that's not the only factor that decides a match or a race or a meet. Because let's look at the sport of boxing, which the woman from South Africa, she is not a fighter, but I want to bring up fighting to make a point in sports with steroids, okay? Steroids, when you're doing bodybuilding, it helps your recovery rate, okay? In boxing, it helps your recovery rate. In boxing, it can give you a little more pop on your punch, but you still need hand-eye coordination to be able to fight. And that diminishes over time when your reflexes go naturally. Now, a guy like Floyd Mayweather, he's 44 years old now. He's retired because he did what he had to do. That's his choice. But he's not the same guy that he was 20 years ago. Okay? It's a natural decline in the body. But some of us do have a natural advantage, but that's not the only thing. You get these butthurt judges or other competitors. Oh, your testosterone levels are too high. Well, that's only one factor.
Yeah.
The person who has a level of testosterone might still win because of their coordination, their timing, how they train, how they recover. It's too many factors, and people think that, oh, drugs is going to make a difference like that. But I do say remove the drugs. But if you have an advantage of testosterone, hey, you're gifted. Look, so you're going to take a little Chinese man, a little Korean man who's 5 foot, who wants to be a Michael Jordan or Dr. J, or what's the other guy today now, that big steroid face he got? LeBron James, I'm just joking, right? But he looked like an old man when he came out of high school. But what I'm saying is that those are natural advantages. We're going to say, I protest this because naturally he's taller and I want to get in the league. No, you just got to be butthurt because you don't have natural advantages. That's what makes the thing fascinating.
This is why I'm flabbergasted. It's not the fact that you go around and call them men. These women, they did not just show up in the Olympics. These people, they've been training for years. Years.
Exactly.
And you come out of nowhere, you piss on their work. I disagree with it. I don't care if she got a dick. It's not right. Because she trained for years. Came from her country. There was that, what's her name, Senti? She's a Dalit. She came from like a really poor community. And she finally made it. She got several gold medals. They stripped her of all of them. That's not right.
Why they strip her though?
Not only they strip her naked, they do all kind of tests. And before you know, she didn't even know what was going on. They didn't even tell her.
Oh, okay.
They didn't even tell her. They just started harassing her parents, asking if she's a man, if they always knew she was a man when she's a woman. Santi's so fucked up that now she dressed like a man.
Oh, wow.
She suffers depression, anxiety, and now self-prophesied. She dressed like a man now. She said she does it to hide herself, like so people not notice who she used to be. So now she's dressed like a man. And this is why it's even more like upsetting. This lady was getting millions of dollars of endorsement. Okay, she was succeeding. Now she's a brick maker. She lost everything. She's a brick maker now. And it all started with the fact that she won the gold medal. And it's not even like the association. It's the female competitors. As soon as they lose, the white one, they call you a man. And now the association, they don't even like think about it. Just test you immediately.
See, they can't have it both ways because they want the black athletes to make money. And it kind of pisses them off. You go to white suburbia and go in these subdivisions that are totally vanilla, and you go into the little boys' room, the little girls' room, and they have the athletes, the black athletes, and the black, everything black, rappers, athletes, everything. But speaking on the athletes, you can't have it both ways. They want to make money off of them because the world is fascinated by them. You know, in these various sports like basketball and baseball, there may be a few people or even football, who own teams. I don't know. I don't follow those sports. But all I'm saying, the vast majority, they rule over. So they can't stop your brilliance. What are they going to do? Go back to a black Negro league, is what they used to call the Negro league? Are they going to have a black league and a white league and let the white league have fun because now no black folks around to beat them down? But you know that we're the real deal. It's too late for that. You can't have it both ways. You want to come and watch us. You want us to come represent the United States, but you hate the fact that we win. But you know we're going to win. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways. You had the slaves. You've enslaved us, and you brought us over here, and you saw our fabulous bodies and our fabulous physiques. And we're stronger than you, faster than you. Can work more, get more produce more for you. But at the same time, when you see our bodies and you see how we're hanging, you get mad, but your little white wife is wondering, wow, that little slave can touch me deeper than you could ever touch me. And then her thoughts, she's thinking about him. You can't have it both ways.
No.
You want to use our attributes for your benefit, but you don't want us to use our attributes for our benefit. And the minute that we're being seen independently as being something great, you therefore want to tear us down. You're psychotic. You're twisted. You're bipolar. Right. We have to pay the price because of your insecurities, white man. And we're tired of it. If we're in the corporate world and we have somewhat of a position, or it doesn't matter if you're working in the mailroom in the corporate world and you walk down the hallway and you're muscular and you have a deep voice and you get in the elevator with all of them and they go into a little corporate meeting, they're still intimidated. They're not intimidated because you got money. You work in the mailroom. You don't make what they make, but they want what you have. And you go play a little basketball, do a little something, and maintain your physique. And they got to go pump themselves up with steroids. They got to go work at the gym for 6 days a week and get personal trainers. The white women doing kickbacks to get their butt a certain way, but they want to make fun of yours. I'm tired of it. You shine and you tell them how it is. They're insecure. And every time they levy an attack on you to make your mind a certain way against yourself, they're trying to put that insecurity on you, but you shine even more, and you let them know where it's coming from. You're 6'2", but you got to walk around 5'7". You sound like Barry White, but you got to walk around with a high voice. You gotta emasculate yourself. And even when you are a woman and you are strong, imagine the physiques that they produced on the plantation, which is not a good place, but they looked and marveled. I don't want to say you're a man, but half of these white men want women who have penises and their twisted fantasies. Chicks with dicks.
They do. Oh yeah, they do.
So now you touch them on such a deep psychological level when you see, look, a truly muscular woman who is not on steroids, has a normal level of body fat. You will not find let's just get nasty and lewd with it. You will not find a better looking ass. You will not find a better looking waistline. You will not find a better looking posture. When she walks down the street, she's a work of damn art, and you can't have her, but you want to call her a man because of what she has, because usually these black women, my sisters out here, can kick a white man's ass easy. Let me shut up.
No, you're right, because there's even and actually it was BBC News who wrote it, and I'm pretty shocked because they came on the defense of Naomi and of Serena, what's her name? Yeah, Semenya too. Because Semenya, like I was discussing with my mom, she's like, oh, she a man. And that's the thing. We need to encourage our own. Just because the white man says something, tell you to jump, you don't have to jump how high. You don't ask how high. Question, goddammit. But the thing is, I'm like telling her that it was so offensive that all South Africa came to aid her, okay, to support her. The South African government had to go and complain to the United Nations. And even the United Nations say, no, it's abusive. It's just abusive. It's wrong.
Yeah, because it's embarrassing to, regardless of what she is, it's embarrassing to put it on Front Street like that. If she didn't want it on Front Street, it shouldn't be on Front Street. It is.
Because when they were doing the test, they didn't even tell her. They already were leaking and saying she's a man. She didn't even know. It's when she got out of the room now, left and right, people are calling her man. They started stripping her all her medals. So you imagine her too, she suffers depression. Because that's inevitably the end result of all that humiliation and harassment, because it is abusive and it's harassment. Yeah, but it's just like Lance said. It's just they're afraid of us. Because, for example, when the emperor was harassing Serena Williams, and man, he was excessive. He was really excessive because he said this is what they did to Serena. She received a quota violation for coaching, a penalty point for breaking her racket. Like you can't even break your goddamn racket you pay with your own money. It's stupid. And a game penalty for calling the emperor a thief. And later a fine of $17,000. Like, oh my God. This is excessive. It's just like they're making an example out of her. This is really excessive. And actually what BBC did, they actually went and researched it and found out that men, they get away with it. They get away with that bullshit. There are like hundreds of men doing this shit. But among the 10 top players, all 10 of them got, fined with bullshit like that. Like for breaking their racket or coaching. Meanwhile, they let the men do it.
Of course. What's that? Oh, somebody in the chat help me because his name ain't coming to me. The one that always threw temper tantrums. Look at how many times he was breaking.
Oh, yeah. I know which one. I don't remember his name, but I know. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Right. I can see him now. Yeah.
He was forever breaking rackets and throwing things and doing whatever, and it was quite okay. It was just like, oh, that's just whatever his name is right now. It just totally went away from me. I can't even think of it, but that was just him. So it didn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Because the BBC wrote that black women are not supposed to push back. And when they do, they're deemed to be domineering, aggressive, threatening, loud.
Angry black woman. Why are you so angry? When you
That's
stand...
my motherfucking right to be angry. That's why. I have the right to be angry.
No, but any little bit of what they would say is aggression. And you're not even being aggressive, but you're just firm in what you're standing for. Oh, you're angry, you're aggressive. And they want to throw that at you like that's going to make you sit down and shut up. Like you're supposed to be afraid of that. It's just like when I see the little old white lady in the street, not too much these days because I'm in Africa, but when I was in America and they look at you, especially on these jobs, what's wrong? Why don't you smile? And I tell them, I don't have to smile to make you.
Exactly.
It's
my fucking face. If I don't want to smile, I won't smile.
Trust me, when I come to America and visit, I'm going to have all kind of memes and TikToks. I'm going to be videotaping all them little things that happen, those interactions. Trust me.
John McEnroe. I had to go look up his name. John McEnroe.
There you go.
Yeah.
I had to look it up. It was going to make me crazy.
Yeah. Because in the article it says that
thanks, Melissa.
Yeah, the African American are disproportionately pulled aside, with dumb shit like that. Of course, it's disproportionately.
Right.
Basically it's to get an advantage out of you. They cannot win, so they fine you and then penalize you for dumb shit. That ain't right, man. He said in the case of William, she was first dinged on a coaching violation. That happened often, but is rarely called out as the player's fault. Why would a black woman in a championship match therefore be called on it?
Right.
All she was telling the guy is because I'm black and because I'm a woman, and she was right. She was right to be angry. I would have been angry too. I'll be like, fuck your mama, nigga, fuck you. Like, no. I work to be where I am right now. You cannot come out of nowhere and start penalizing me like that, left and right. No. I would. She didn't cuss him out. She was. She was angry. Yeah, no. Serena, she has a track record of breaking rackets. But it's not a reason to penalize her. It's her fucking racket, man. She bought it. This is stupid. So they can't even break your own goddamn racket.
Well, I guess what, for them, that's just too much aggression. We're showing too much aggression and it frightens them.
No, but it's only good when you're fighting in their wars for their cause, for their corporate interest and stuff. Whenever you can be that big protector buck Negro around them, then it's cool because you're the cool black guy. I remember when I used to work at Crossnote with John Edwards at TV show and I was doing security there. And lots of times I'd stay in Manhattan for a while before going to Queens. I'd kind of hang out and, catch a restaurant late or whatever, just kind of, a hard day of work. You just want to wind down. But it would usually be late when we get out, like 11 o'clock at night. So a lot of the times, mixed crowd that worked there, different accountants and different producers. And I was learning from them actually. So I didn't mind. And they never treated me any kind of funny way, although I know a few of them had some kind of stuff going on undercover, but they would never come at me that way. But I knew they would always come at the end. Hey, Lance, what are you doing? You're heading back to Queens. Come on, we're going to go by, this restaurant. It's on us. Come. I'm like, listen, you want me. I didn't say it, but I already knew it. You want me as unofficial security. I'm the big black buck that's going to step to somebody and protect my white friends. In your mind, you think that's going to happen. But I know what it is because they were cool in that creative atmosphere to a point. So they weren't like a super corporate situation. But when the line is drawn in the sand, when stuff pops off, they are who they are. So I wasn't giving them a break. But I ate up their food. They spent money on me or whatever have. You know what I mean? I'm not a prostitute to compromise what I know. But it's like, okay, I know you're not going to come at me with nothing. Because like I said, any aggression is good when you appear to be. When they say, "Oh," back in those days, Lance, your hands are so big. You look like you're strong. Oh my God, I'd hate to run into you in the alley. You're telling me right there.
Yeah,
why would
exactly.
you hate to run in the alley? You know,
like trying to tame you.
Taming you. Know what I mean?
Ain't a goddamn horse. What the fuck?
Exactly. That, but I know how they think. And they always fascinate you. You know, well, Lance, you're standing next to me in this urinal in the bathroom. I was kind of thinking you'd probably have to stand like 2 feet back because you're packing so much. Why are you fascinated with the next man's penis? See, they all mixed up.
Oh, they're obsessed with that. They're obsessed with it. Especially more men than the women. They're obsessed with it.
And I would play with them right back. I play with them right back. I say, well, listen, did your girlfriend talk to you yet? No, what do you mean? Well, I spent the night with her last night, and she has some bad news for you. She's not going to be with you no more because of what I did to her. Let me shut up.
Woo, Lord have mercy. But it's what it is, because the same article said that the angry black woman trope has its roots in the 19th century America, where menstrual shows, which involved comic skits and variety acts mocking African American, became popular. Right. So yeah, exactly. So he said the real problem in their everyday life was not the structural thing that black people face, but the mouth of the black woman, her tone, her irrationality, her anger. Like, what? How are we irrational? You know? How are we irrational? That's messed up. Yeah.
The rules are different because, see, have you ever stood back and really watched them? And this is before social media and all of this stuff, right? I would see in certain situations in public, you might see a random altercation verbally between a black woman and a black woman, and white folks stand off to the side like, oh my God. They're looking at them like that Gigantor, like the old cartoon, like they're going to knock over buildings that they fought. But whenever when gets pissed in a confined situation, meaning like a job where there's different hierarchies, whatever, and she's angry at what they would call a superior. I'm not saying she's superior to white woman, but in that hierarchy, that's what they would call her, right? And it's like when that black woman gets pissed but doesn't break the rules of how she handled something, when they see that fire coming off of you, they want to run. See, it's something spiritual more so when it's a sister.
It is.
Someone can bring the same thing to a point. More so fear the physical from the brother. As long as the physical is no threat, you can be pissed all you want. But when that black woman brings fire, but she's intelligent and she's concise in what she's saying, and they can't say she's breaking rules, and she stands up, even if she's 5'2" and the white woman's 6'4", when she opens her mouth, it's something like, oh, sugar, honey, iced tea.
Exactly.
So they have to have that, get the angry card. She's angry, but they keep messing with you, and you have no choice but to be angry. But when you execute your anger in a way that they can't put it down on paper that you did something to them, boy, they can't. They can't. Plus, they need a fire. They know your fire. Right. So therefore, there are a lot of emasculated black men out here. There are a lot of wonderful, tried and true black men. But when that sister, I don't care what her size is or whatever, when she gets pissed and she's right about what she's talking about, these white folks part like the Red Sea. Seriously, they don't want nothing, and the whole office is quiet. You ever whip a dog for doing something wrong, and the dog is quiet for the whole day, just sticking his tongue out, looking? The whole office, even the CEO wants to get out the back door. He don't have nothing to do with it.
Right.
Yeah. So, for example, they were giving the example of a cartoon where they say in a cartoon that went viral after the final, that where they portrayed Serena as like a big, ugly, big lip, black ape, jumping like a crazy black woman. And this is why it's even more insulting. Osaka is Haitian, and she black. She American, Haitian American. And they're portrayed as a blonde white woman.
Right.
Because basically they were saying that. Because I remember when I saw the video, they kept saying, "Oh, Naomi's so composed. She's so professional. She's so composed." No, dumb bitch. She had earplugs. She couldn't hear shit. That's why she didn't know what was going on. She even said it. She had no idea what was going on. No, she had her earplugs. It's got messed up. And then in order to dominate you, to tame you, they compare you to another black person. Oh, look how docile. Oh, they're so well spoken. You're so well spoken. You're going somewhere.
That's it.
No, but when you play their game and you present yourself that way, it's like this, right? It's like the law of absence. That when you have to deal with people that are not necessarily in your favor, in your corner, don't necessarily like you, you keep away from them. Not because you're afraid of them, but because when you do want to speak to them and get up close to them and prove your point, it's like, oh my God, I'm seeing him. He's usually quiet, not because you're fearful of coon, but you're setting them up. And so now when you come to them, it's like, listen, you've always been well-spoken. You've always been what they would call well-mannered. They thought they had this emasculated little Negro who's always going to obey.
Right.
To them in very strong words, powerful words, confident words. Look at them in the eye. You know, enunciating your words properly, that's anger to them. You see?
Yep.
And they never express themselves that way without screaming. And when you do it clear, like I'm speaking right now, listen, Mr. White Man, what you did in that elevator was not proper. I'm going to call you out on that.
Exactly.
You see what I mean? Let me break this down for you. We can talk about this in the office. No, you did the crime in public. You're going to face the consequences in public. If you don't have a problem with me, you talk to me in private that way. But you're not going to get away with you saying something to me and me making it go away like that. Well, what really happened? No. When they gossip about what happened, they're going to hear everything that I said. You see what I mean?
That's right.
They don't like that. So when you walk like that, something. I'm going to shut up after this. When I'm out here in Ghana, you got some tourists that come out here. You even have some that live out here. And I don't walk in a way where, I got to amp up because I see this white person and I'm going to look at them all mean. I walk confident all the time.
Like
I always have something in my mind. I'm very intense. And you know, if people that didn't know me see me, they were like, oh, that guy's angry. I got stuff. I'm figuring out typos from 10 years ago. I'm going to edit something, a show I'm going to do 2 days from now. So I always got something on my mind. When they see you, they know you're different. Like I'm not saying I'm any different than anybody who's here, but that fire from knowing how they are, they don't know how they are over here. They don't know how they act in the UK, in the United States. See, they kind of play around and smile and all this stuff by having the hatred inside their heart. But I know them so well that when they lock eyes with me, they know that I'm somebody symbolically that they have dealt with through me touching that American, UK oppressive system. You see what I mean? So they look at me for a split second, they'll look down because some of them are the same ones that said, go back to Africa. So what the hell are you doing over here now?
That's a very good question. Why are you there?
I look at it, turn around and look up and down. I haven't seen one of y'all in a long time. I hope you're not one of those people that say go back to Africa. Now that we're here and you're outnumbered, how do you feel? You're not walking around the same arrogance and the same sense of superiority. Don't try to play like you're cool with me now. Show me that arrogance. Because we don't have any police officers out here crawling around like in New York City or in America. Very few police out here because the people
can't call out for help. There's no help.
Exactly. So now that we're down this dark alley, look at me and say something to me right now. Now, they get that from the way I look at them. They're not going to say anything. Oh, how are you? It's wonderful weather, isn't it? Yeah, I'm in Africa. It's where I belong. It is wonderful weather. Yeah. Why you got that red stripe in your face? You don't belong here. I don't think it's crazy. Like, yo, bro, hold on this real quick. Keep us both in the frame. I'm gonna straighten this guy. And we're going viral with it. And they're not gonna see me beating up on nobody so they can shut the channel down, but they're gonna see me straightening somebody. I'm waiting. I'm strapped. I'm eager. It's gonna happen real soon. I'll shut up.
No, I agree with you. Remember when this dude show up with the statue of Nefertiti, like a white woman? I'm like, that really, like, what the fuck? Already her name, Nefertiti. Second, she's Egyptian. Where the fuck you came up with this white woman? There's no way. Yeah. There's no way. Well, the straight nose, that's fine, because Ethiopian have straight nose. Yeah.
No, that nose was not even an Ethiopian nose. That was just too pointy. That nose didn't look right.
Okay.
That nose was not right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. And that scorching heat in the desert in Egypt, there's no way she could have looked that pasty. You still.
Exactly.
And second, for centuries, it was the Nubian who were dominating Egypt, because they conquered Egypt for centuries. So most it's right before the period of the pyramids, they were black. So where do you come? You know, and we need to stop letting them get away with bullshit like that, because we never say anything.
So that's true. We just allow it, and we just sit back. And a lot of us took it for a lot of years. A lot of us took it. Yeah. Because
if we don't say nothing, they will start normalizing it. Like, no, this is not fucking normal. No, thank you. You can keep, no. No, because not only they're making Nefertiti look like a white woman, but now they're pushing gay rappers doing porn on stage. Like, it wasn't okay. I have no problem with him being gay, whatever. But the fact that you desecrating yourself and you're embarrassing us doing this shit, no, I'm not with you. Because it has nothing to do with sexual. Keep that shit for your bedroom. I don't need to see that. I don't need to see it. It could have been a man and a woman. I still would be offended. I don't want to see that. Shit, I was offended when Madonna was doing porn on stage. So, I don't see you. No, that's nasty. I don't want to see that. Keep it for your bedroom. It's weird. No. It's like they have an agenda. Now they call you aggressive, and now they're pushing gay rappers to make sure that you're tame. Like it's okay. Come out of the closet that you never were to begin with.
Yeah. Normalize it.
Yeah. The only reason that we're in the closet is because you put us in there, raping us for centuries, men and women and children. Give me a break.
Yeah, the so-called slave masters just weren't looking at the women. They were raping the black men.
Right.
Yeah, and a taste for them. They always did have a twisted taste for them. So sometimes when you see these white men who act like they don't like you, they are undercover gay men who are mad at themselves like you. I never saw nothing like what you can call their sexuality. Most people are not aware of how deep that thing goes. They want you for their filth, but they hate you for who you are. Ain't that something?
Ain't that
you hate something at the same time. You know what I mean? You hate something, but you want to bring this man home to your wife to screw your wife. And you hate him. I've been approached countless times for that. For real. That's how they are.
I know. No, there's some nasty shit they're pushing that I don't understand at all. Like, for example, I don't see why people go crazy about Outlander. I don't watch that shit. It's disgusting. My brother went crazy for it. I told him I don't want to hear that. Because for a whole hour, you're hearing a man raping another man. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. He's like, oh, it's just one scene. No, it's inappropriate. I don't want to hear that. Because the whole show is either the guy get raped or his wife get raped. I don't want to watch. I don't give a shit if there's a story, if there's a revolution. That's fucking nasty. You just fuck the revolution, man, with all that, raping porn shit. I don't even want to watch the rest of the show. This is disgusting. Okay, it's already like, the thing, the whole first season is everybody want to stick something to that girl. Everybody want to rape her. Because I couldn't finish the first season. after 6 episodes, I'm like, you know what? I'm done. This is weird. This is fucked up. I'm done. But in the second season, now the whatever he was, the colonel, general, whatever. Now he got he's horny for the husband. So now instead of they're sticking it to the woman, now they're sticking it to the man. That's the second season. Like, so it's at okay. So it kind of stopped at the third, but at the fourth, now she's being raped by the king of France. Like, it's like the whole thing is about rape. It's sexual exploitation. Like, you're basically making me think, making you understand that the whole revolution in Scotland and in France was all about rape. Like, no, you just fucked it up. You fucked up the story completely. This is stupid. This is stupid. Basically, they make you think that from the beginning of time there were sexual perverts. Yeah, there's always sexual perverts.
Yeah.
You know, but they're not on my face. You know, they're not on my face 24/7.
Well, like I said, they're just trying to normalize it for, so that it becomes just part of your everyday, viewing. I don't watch TV like that anyway, so I don't even know anything about Outlander. I've heard the name, I've heard people talk about it, but I couldn't even begin to engage you on that one because,
I watched like almost 6. I'm like, I'm done. This is disgusting. I'm done because every time she's like like 1 second of being raped. That's what the show's about. I'm done. Right. This is gross.
Well, it's like a lot of these shows that are on now, these reality shows, and even the series shows that they have on ABC and some of those other channels, where they're making gay love normal. And it's okay to see 2 women kissing or 2 men kissing. And I don't know which one I don't like seeing more. I think I can tolerate 2 women kissing more. Oh my God. There's just something about, and I'm sorry, it's not about being homophobic. It's just not part of my normal everyday viewing.
Exactly. It's abnormal for you. Is that abnormal for you?
Exactly.
Seeing that. That's all it is.
Exactly. So.
Like me, I'm not into porn. It's not a turn on for me at all. And not to watch men doing it and stay that really fucked me up.
I couldn't watch that. I'm sorry. There's no.
Because when I watch it, I'm like, what the fuck did I just see? No.
That's not right. That's not right.
Like, what the hell? I don't like. This is the thing. A French movie or like any European movie, the focus is not on sex. The focus is on the story, the plot. American movie, no matter what, they add a sex scene to it, even though it's not necessary. It's like,
well, okay. Here's the thing. If you're doing a show, let's be real. You're doing a show. You're being realistic, realism. Certain things are going to be a part of it. Okay. Once upon a time, they would allude to the act. You would see the scene would lead up to it, and then you would know what would be coming next, and then they would cut away, and you would be basking in the afterglow. Right? And then they took it a little further where you would see a little bit more, but you weren't seeing everything. And then they took it to where now you're seeing certain parts of the body form. You're hearing certain noises that people weren't hearing before, And so every time they push the envelope a little more, even with homosexual lovemaking, they're showing more on TV. It's just, that's what they're doing. Now,
there's not one show now without a gay lovemaking.
Exactly. It's called programming, Linda. I agree with you. And you just have to be in the mind frame that you recognize what it is. You have to be able to recognize what it is, that this is just their way of saying, look, this is what it's going to be, and you're going to have to get used to it and accept it. No, I don't have to accept it because I don't have to watch television, so I don't have to accept what you're doing or what's being put out there, plain and simple. And if more of us who are offended by that would say, look, I'm not accepting this, I'm not watching your programs, they would have to stop because there would be no viewership. Nielsen ratings would go down and they would have to say, maybe we need to scale things back. But no one's complaining. I mean, back in the 80s when certain records came out and the words in the record and the music and so on, they were saying that this was causing the white kids to take drugs and to become violent. And those white parents, they went and they boycotted the studios, the music studios, and said, look, we need to have these things changed because it's affecting our children and blah, 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 blah. And what happened? Those studio executives scaled back on what was being put into the music because they didn't want their families to be affected by it. Well,
that's when they started rating them, saying it's rated R.
Exactly. PG-13. When they started doing the ratings, I remember I went to the movies with my girlfriend and we thought we were going to get in. We walked up there and they were like, where are your parents? It was an R-rated movie and they were like, where are your parents? And of course, we didn't have parents with us. We couldn't get in. Nowadays, even if a movie is rated R, it's not being upheld. Children can still walk into an R-rated movie and go watch it.
Yes. Expose the child to all kind of violence, desensitizing the child too.
Yes. Even in the cartoons, you're absolutely correct, Gregory. Even in the cartoons, and these Adult Swim cartoons and the Henta or Henty or whatever they call it, where anything goes. Children sometimes catch some of those cartoons. Because it's cartoon, it's animated, so they're going to see it exactly, and they see it, and it's like, my God, sometimes I'm embarrassed when I see certain things, and I'm no prude and I'm no nerd, but some things are just too much.
Exactly, keep it for the bedroom. Like, God damn, because I know what's up, I know what's up, but I don't need to see it. I don't need to see it. I don't want to see a man. I'm just with a woman in my face. So why would I want to see two men doing it? Keep it for your bedroom. That's my point. That is my point. Well, yep.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely.
Yeah, what is this world going to?
The dogs.
I know, right? So the next I want to talk about, just like Len said, they're telling us to go back to Haiti, go back to Africa. So it has become it's hard because it's been like that, but nobody ever done nothing about it. When you send UN troop in Haiti or Africa, they go left and right in raping women. They always do. So now UN, for example, in my country, Haiti, while the first occupation in 1994, Michelle Bertin, she started, she was a lawyer. She was about to sue the United Nations just for that. Because there were a lot of young girls that not only they raped them, they would use devices to
mutilate them.
Yes, the uterus. So a lot of the girls were mutilated, and before you know it, she was murdered. Her and a friend, they were in their car, and a guy in a motorcycle showed up. She had 80 bullets just on the face, on the side of her face. 80 bullets. They made sure she did. Yeah. So
she couldn't speak. She couldn't speak on who it was that.
Yeah, because she was fast. She was about to like sue the United States, but because it was mostly the American soldiers. She's steadfast, and they know it was the CIA and backed by the Haitian government too. But it was the CIA who did it. But there's also this. What country was that? Because it's not even an African country. They did it in Bosnia too, because that's where it started. Like it was actually one of the UN workers, a white lady. She started like investigating what's happening in Bosnia. They're actually trafficking women, man. When they come to your country, they're trafficking. They actually cause way more atrocity than the rebels that in your country.
Right.
It's messed up. They're more brutal. They're more vicious, and Congo, Liberia, exactly. And the other one, Central Africa, it's even worse, because the French that were in the UN, they had dogs raping the girls. Dogs, man.
Oh my God.
Hundreds of them. Dogs. So not only when you're bitchally nasty shit, you gotta put us through it too. And you know, like how it is in Africa, you go through that mess, nobody want to deal with you. So those girls are, they're marginalized. It's fucked up. It's wrong. It's just wrong. It's the same thing when they're being raped by those, might as well call them devils. Because as soon as they're like defiled,
nobody wants them.
Exactly,
right.
marginalized. Nobody. Right. So they're doubly victimized.
Right. And sometimes killed.
Also,
depending on the religion that they're part of.
They died from that. They're bled to death. A lot of those girls.
Yeah, but I'm also talking about, the religion that they might be a part of. They may not have done it deliberately. Something was done to them, but then they're blamed for the fact that now they're no longer quote unquote pure. You understand? Now they're no longer wife material. They can no longer be handed over in marriage to anyone. So the parents sometimes will kill, or whomever in society will kill that child or that woman. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the sad part. You get violated.
I know.
You get violated, but then your culture says that you are to be put to death because you were violated.
It's like you're a food that you spoil. Like, that's not a food, man. That's a person. You can do that to a person. But, it's wrong. It's just wrong. And like, this is where it was, like you said, in Congo. So there was this chick. She got raped by one of those UN soldiers, and she got pregnant. And she got rejected by her community. So she had to live in the refugee camp. And now, since she was so poor, had no money, no food, she had to prostitute herself with the same people that were raping her. This is fucked up.
Yeah.
This is just fucked up. And that's nothing. I mean, for example, what they did in Haiti. And they refused to take accountability for that, That's why I even hate the president, Joe Nemo, even more. I mean, we shouldn't let those people in Haiti. Like, those devils need to leave. Because conveniently, when they came in, after, when the earthquake happened, conveniently, they built their camp right next to the Latibonite River. The river that feeds all the country, basically. Going south, running south, all the south. And conveniently, they built a latrine. They dug a latrine right next to the river. Conveniently, one of them had cholera. Hundreds of thousands of people died that year. You cannot not tell me that was by design. Yeah, that was by design. Because when the earthquake happened, a lot of nations came in to help Haiti. But the Americans show up the next day and they completely shut down the airport. Nobody can bring aid anymore. They're in control.
Right.
Conveniently, 1 month later, people started dying by the hundreds every day.
No food.
Not only no food, the cholera.
No food and the cholera, yeah.
That's crazy. That's why me personally, I get really, really irritated when I see African go crazy for white Jesus. Like,
oh gosh.
Yeah, it gets
oh gosh. Oh my gosh.
You know, like worshiping them, getting on their knees, washing their feet. And the devil's like, yeah. It's a dream come true. Like, what the hell with that white savior complex? Disgusting. Like, oh, nah, man, nah. Because, that wouldn't happen here. Because, that wouldn't happen here. Because that's a new level of coonishness.
What do you mean it wouldn't happen here? It happens here.
I know, yeah, that's okay, but maybe behind closed door, because I doubt openly a black person would do that on social media for every other African American to see that.
What? See them washing a white man's feet?
Yeah. I mean, like a Jesus, like worshiping a Jesus, a white Jesus. That's what I meant.
Right.
But even like it wasn't enough. What year was that? Was it last year? No, the year before, 2018. 2018. They went as a mission, a white pastor in their congregation, and they did the nativity, and all of them were white. Like Jesus, Marie, and everybody. And again, and that what happened where? Was it? I think it was in Ghana. I wish it was in Ghana. And you see them fools. Me already like showing up as a white Jesus, that's really offensive. Because Jesus was born in Egypt, okay? So that's offensive to me already. The Hebrews, they came from Africa. So the only reason the Israelis are white is because some of them came from Poland and Germany. That's why. And conveniently, they're the ruling class now, the Ashkenazis.
Right.
Because when you look at the other social classes, they're olive skin. They're not white.
Yeah, indeed.
But they're the ones who's getting shit from the Ashkenazis.
And they're suffering big time too. They're really suffering.
It's worse for the Ethiopian Jews.
Oh yeah. But you see, they will cry bleeding heart, for the ones that the white ones that are suffering are the ones that are mixed up. They don't care about. We already know that anyways. They don't care about the beta Jews that are over there. They don't care about them. So
they don't. That remind me of the video I saw, like a debate between African countries, and there was one Ethiopian, one South African, which was white, one Nigerian, and one Ghanaian, and one Kenyan, and when the debate started, because the South African was white, and she was talking all kind of colonial shit out of her mouth. It was irritating and insulting. And instead of standing their ground, the Ethiopian guy was like, well, we are not black.
Oh dear.
We're Jews from Israel.
Oh dear.
So the Nigerian guy was like, y'all confused. Y'all really confused. Because that pasty white bitch saying that that they came to. She said South African was not the tribe were not civilized. They brought in technology and civilization. They civilized South Africa.
Listen, it's a sad state of affairs for the Ethiopians, because they have bought the white Jesus hook, line, and sinker, and they of all people should not have gone that direction. They really should not have done that, because they have the oldest biblical transcript that they have in a mosque, I guess up in a mountain somewhere in Ethiopia, the Garima Gospel, right? Mm-hmm. And all of the artwork in that book are Black. Everything that they speak of in there was depicted as people of color. The oldest, okay? People of color. So how do you have that history? And then you let someone come in and tell you that the person you're worshiping is a lily white person, and you believe it, and you wind up just disregarding everything that your history has to offer and put this person or put the image of this person in your house. They're messed up.
That's really messed up. Especially if the Nubians were like the ruling tribe for centuries in Africa. So much so that they spread out to Chad, Niger, in the below the sub-Saharan region.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's why you find some of the tribe with the same feature, with the elongated nose,
right,
and the woolly hair. That
right.
I know, right? But to me, it's not just as bad as those nasty ass pastors exploiting their people. You know, they're making millions off the super poor.
That happens in Nigeria a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They, white pastors really went into Nigeria and did a number on Nigeria. We talk about Ghana because Lance is there and we're seeing certain things. He's going, showcasing the country. I mean, just wherever he is in the country, and you're hearing the services. I mean, he was just showing some images the other day. The Holy Spirit. What was it, Lance? Holy Spirit tire shop, and the blood of Jesus hair salon, automotive, exactly.
Holy Spirit is a glory beauty salon. That's right.
Exactly.
Everything.
But no, go ahead, hon.
No, well, you have the trotros, which are like the dollar vans and your commuter vans, right? You pick up people and keep going. 99.999. I'm gonna do something on this soon. Once I really settle in and get around a little more, I'm gonna do something on this soon. All of them. If you get 100, you might get one that doesn't have the picture of the white Jesus on the inside or on the back.
Right.
And it's crazy. And if you don't respond to that when they're out there with their little speakers and microphones and stuff, they look at you like you become like the devil. You become the enemy. And don't speak about it. And don't logically speak about it, because now, you have people that won't speak to you. You have, neighbors not speaking to you, landlords not speaking to you, but they go to the voodoo man the night before, but then they go to church the next day. They're mixed up too. Then they're messed up.
Really?
I'm not saying everybody out here, but this thing is so deep. You won't believe it. You won't believe how deep it is. It is really bad.
Right. Yeah. And they, the white ones went into Nigeria and they would fill a field. They couldn't be held in a structure. When these pastors from Germany or from America would go over there and decide that they're gonna what's the word? They're gonna save all of the Africans. They're gonna bring them to Christ, and they would have fields. It's like the whole entire country of Nigeria would go to these meetings, and they've been brainwashed. thoroughly. There's a movie back in the day. I think it's the Omega Code. I think that's the movie that they did, or Left Behind, one of those movies. But they showed the whole thing of the Antichrist, right? Whatever this Antichrist is supposed to be. And they showed it in Africa. And they showed how the people in this particular country, they didn't give a specific country. So I'm just going to use the term Africa for right now, right? They didn't give a specific country. But this person was their God. They believed in him. I mean, you just saw droves and droves and droves and droves of people. And he was just telling them, God is this and God is love and all the wonderful things. And they just ate it up, right? And all of a sudden he turned around and basically he said, now you're going to have to do what I tell you to do. You're going to have to do this. You're going to have to do that. And all of a sudden, people started realizing that he was asking them to do things that was making them uncomfortable. They didn't want to do these things, right? What do you think he started doing? He started killing them off in the droves because they weren't wanting to do what he was saying that they had to do. But they came to him as their Lord and Master. And this is what's going to happen again. These people who buy into that white Jesus, hook, line, and sinker, they are going to get the same thing happen to them that they depicted in the movie. You understand?
No,
because
you're right.
they're gonna realize one day. Yes, Shelley, I know it's called a crusade. They're gonna realize one of these days that they've bought into a lie, and the same morals that they're living by right now with this white Jesus, that same moral is gonna convict them that they can't do what is being asked of them to do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the pastor that was spraying pesticide on his followers, as if they believe they have faith. And he killed a whole bunch of them, and had a whole bunch of them hospitalized. I mean, how stupid can you be, man? You let somebody spray goddamn pesticide on your face. Obviously, you're gonna die. I mean, I ain't no roach. What we can spray this nasty ass pesticide on my face for? This is insane. But now he's in prison. Yeah, he's in prison for that. I think it was a couple of pastors was doing this bullshit. One was making them drink poison. I mean, how stupid can you be? Jesus Christ. You know, just like the other pastor was asking people's underwear. It's like, oh shit, he was South African? The guy that made people spray the pesticide on their face. So the guy's name was Letebo Rabalago.
Yeah.
That's messed up. Yeah. Yeah. So how about, did you guys see that thing went viral on social media where this pastor tried to raise the dead? Yeah, and they orchestrated the whole thing where it was like a huge crowd. It was like one of them masses, and they put his coffin in the middle. His family was wailing because their mind, they believe he's dead, and they opened the coffin, and the coffin, he's like this. So the pastor approached the coffin, and he's like, Elliot, woke up like this. The whole time, the whole freaking out, Elliot walking like this. So, yeah. And then, okay, a person who just rose from the dead already, he could twerk, he could dance, and he's eating too. Get the fuck out of my face, man. This is stupid. African were doing the Elliot challenge. They're doing the Elliot challenge where they're pretending to be Elliot. 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 And they were pretty. Less than a week, the South African government they arrested him because they started doing an investigation. They find out he paid the coroner, he paid the ambulance, he paid for everything.
Of course,
of course. And what does a freaking actor? Come on, how stupid y'all can be?
Oh,
jeez. But it was funny. It was funny to watch. It was funny. I mean, y'all look it up. Look it up. It's and the challenge are even more funny. Because the Nigerian and Ghanaian, oh, they riot out of that shit. All over Instagram. It was funny.
It's a sad state of affairs, man. It's really sad, especially over there. You know, they've just been, and you know, like I said something to Lance earlier in a message. You know, it's one thing when you have the pink ones brainwashing you and saying certain things. It's a whole nother thing when you have your own kind doing it to you.
Yeah,
it's even worse. It's even worse, you know, because they're only doing it for money. You know, the white ones are trying to take over your damn country, you know, so they're trying to keep you docile and stupid so they can come in and take all your resources and take it in the name of Jesus, you know. But then you have the black ones, they're taking it in the name of Jesus just to swindle you, just so that they can make money. It has no other meaning behind it. So that's worse.
It's way worse. Way worse. Because the reason I'm bringing this up is because there's this pastor right now who's a prophet in Congo. So this is the thing with people. Any asshole can show up and say that I'm a guru and you just go along with it. And then you ask it, and I would bet money them pastors, they don't even have like a degree in theology or a license, because you need a license.
Right.
To preach. You cannot just go and preach. You need a license. Most likely they don't have that. You know, and any dude can show up with a nice suit and say, I'm a prophet, and you just go along with it. So because the fact he said that he's a prophet, he got millions of followers, man. Millions. And this guy making millions. Like, in order to, he does like, how do you call it, meetings or like consulting. And in order to be consulted, of course, you got to bring the money. So when everybody that can show up, he tells them, did you drink the juice? Guess what's in the juice? Kerosene.
Oh, God.
And these dumb motherfuckers, oh, it cured me from AIDS. I have AIDS no more. No, it's not because of that. Because white folks did a study in Congo, and that I think they studied 10,000 people. The research, 400 of them naturally had the antibody to get cured of HIV. It's not the kerosene. It's just you. So which means some of us are immune to HIV.
Belief kill and belief cure. That's what I say. I don't say it. It's a known thing. Belief kills and belief cures.
Yes.
So, you know, somebody can say they put a curse on you, and if you believe in curses, it could damn near kill you, right?
Exactly.
And the person who don't believe in that shit, ain't nothing gonna happen to them. And it's the same thing with what happens here. He could give them a bottle of dirty, pissy water and tell them it's a cure. And if they believe it, they're gonna get cured. Because it's it's all in your mind. Your mind is so powerful.
That's true.
You know, exactly. Your mind is a powerful thing. And so you can heal yourself with your mind, and you can kill your damn self with your mind. You know?
That's true. Because I mean it cannot you're not stupid. You can smell the gasoline. Like, why would you drink it? You're not stupid. You know? You don't need to have
stupid. They're stupid. Come on, let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. You know, they are stupid.
Okay.
You know?
You can smell the goddamn gasoline. You can hand it over to me. I'm like, dude,
gasoline.
give it to your mama. I'll be like,
And then
dude,
he said,
have your mama drink it.
It didn't work. Drink some more. He said,
Yeah,
drink some more.
You drink it.
Now, you know when it's going to work? Guess when it's going to work? When they drop dead. It worked.
Exactly.
It worked.
Wait. Because I sent the video to Lance. It's not the fact that they're selling that potion. Now he's capitalizing on it too. Now he's going to go.
That's it.
Now he's creating the brand, the labeling, the packaging. He's going to sell it nationwide. Drink with kerosene in it. Like, how stupid y'all can be. And he sells super expensive too.
Walking around in leather pants. I saw a clip of him walking around in leather pants.
Yeah.
Go figure. Go figure. No, that's the kind of pastor I want to see come near me and tell me he's gonna cure me of anything. A leather pants wearing pastor. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Nope. Can't do it.
I'm in the wrong line of work. I need to go out there and
listen, man. Yes, indeed. And get your little bag of potion. You make a gazillion dollars, and you're so believable too.
I mean, it's not gullible anymore. It's just how stupid can you be? Jesus.
No, I said, Brother Lance is very believable. He could make a killing.
Yes, he could. I've been telling him we're in the wrong business. Yeah, we could make a congregation.
Not to change the subject.
The LanceScurv congregation.
You see what Brother said? He said, "Oops, bad spelling. Empress, not express."
Not express. I know. I saw it. Say it again. Express.
She's in a hurry to get somewhere. Then she's express elegy.
For real.
Yeah.
It works either way, Russell. I'm good.
I mean, here's the thing. I've seen videos of pastors spraying pesticide on their followers. But pastors was asking their followers to bring their panties. What the fuck for? Why would I bring you my panties? That's inappropriate. And they bring it. They just bring it to him. They just bring it. When I saw that, I'm like, he fucking all of them. Because you gotta be. Because you cannot just bring your panties to a guy just because he said he's a pastor. That's inappropriate. You know, you see them like stumping on women's vagina. Like the woman's on the floor in the church. So they just go with it. Like believing there's a demon in the vagina. Bitch. You imagine what kind of pussy trap you would have had if you had a demon there?
For real. It wouldn't be bad.
Okay.
Breaking up homes and everything.
Most likely she's very promiscuous and she thinks it's a demon. No, the demons are in your vagina. There's no demon. You're just promiscuous. That's what the devil was blaming on the devil. It's not the devil, it's you. You got the evil in you. That's nothing to do with the devil.
Or maybe someone told her, maybe it was so good and they got trapped, wanting to, they got hooked on her or whipped, and they told her she's got a demonic pizza. Who knows? And so she's going to church to get fixed.
It's just like Superman said, suck the demon out of her boom boom for real.
Oh my God, let's not go there, please. No. No.
Yes, ma'am. But that's the second time I saw that.
Don't get me started.
I know,
I'll
right?
just shut up.
I know. So I see pastors stumping at women's like on their crouch, and the ladies like, hey, save me, yeah. And I'm watching. I'm like, he fucking her. He totally fucking her.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man, nah. I mean, how? I mean, it's not how. I'm really like perplexed, wondering how you can let this charade go on like that. You know how? I'm very perplexed. Like,
Well, they
I
can
mean,
go on if it's not a charade. If the people who are, playing their parts don't see it as a charade, then it can continue.
yeah. Like,
We're looking at it and we see it as a charade because, in our rational mind, we're like, the hell, you can't tell me to come put my backside up in the air so you can kiss it and then I can get pregnant. That ain't happening,
yeah,
you
for real.
know.
I
But
don't
for
know you.
those women over there who are desperate to have children and they believe in the church and they believe in the pastor so much, they think the pastor is the closest thing to God. If he tells them that he can do that for them and get them and they can become pregnant, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to take off their underwear and they're going to put their backside in his face.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Plain and simple. Pardon me, Lance?
Well, it's like,
They need to do that. Fart.
but that's the thing. So when the pastor has their way with them and start impregnating followers, female left and right, then they're mad. I mean, you didn't find it inappropriate that the pastor wasn't around and sleeping left and right.
But a lot of them are married women also, and their
Yes,
husbands
yes,
co-sign,
yeah.
to that because they buy into it too. They buy into what the pastor says, hook, line, and sinker. So yeah, if you wanna have a baby or if you wanna get out of poverty, and they tell you that this is the way to do certain things, the husband's gonna sign off on it. He's gonna be quite okay with that wife taking her panty and giving it to the pastor.
That's inappropriate. Nah.
Or having them feel, you see the one where she takes off the panty and he's feeling her up and, oh, for Christ's sake.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I don't know how many times like Haitian guys like, oh, I'll go see my Wuga, the voodoo sorcerer, so they can make you fall in love with me. Like, I'm like, dude, I'll fuck you up and I'll fuck up your sorcerer. Leave me the fuck alone. I don't mess like that. No, I mean that don't scare me at all. I'm like, bring it, bring it. And that's the thing that, like I always said, it's fear.
Mm-hmm.
It's fear. You're so afraid of damnation. You're so afraid of being like tempted by evil that you actually are doing evil in a sense. You're doing evil to your damn self. This is self-harming.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how insane you have to be to drink kerosene? What's wrong with you? It's kerosene, man. It's messed up.
How insane does a man have to be to let a pastor feel up in wife? I mean, how insane is that? Huh?
Oh, they got faith, brother. They got faith. It's faith. But it's not only black. I mean, it's not only like pastors. Like, for example, the Buddha field. Is that the name of it? The Buddha field. That sect that CNN made an hour documentary about it. This guy, he said, okay, he came out and said that he's a guru. He's the light. He's the way to God. And meanwhile, the guy is a porn star. He used an ex-porn star. So of course, he started the follower he would get, the cute and handsome one with fortune, of course. So those dumbasses would build him villas left and right. Actually, even like have them build him a villa in the jungle in Hawaii, and they went along with it. With their bare hand, they built a temple, they built a villa, and plus he was fucking all of them. And then years later, you see them all traumatized. I don't know if I can't feel bad for you, man. I don't know. Because here I am asking the exact same question again. How stupid can you be? Why are you handing your money to a motherfucker who doesn't give two shit about you? Just because they say they're a guru, just because they say they're a pastor, it doesn't mean you have to give them. Why are you giving them money for? Like me, I work too hard for my money. Forget it. I work too hard for it. Okay? Yesterday, I had a guy call me all kind of B on the phone. F-U-B. And I ain't knew nothing. I just came from my lunch. Just came from my lunch. The first individual I got on the phone. Oh, you being a smart ass on the phone. I'm like, whoa. Okay. I just clocked in, man. I don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, F-U-B? I want to talk to a manager. Oh, I'm like, pew.
Wow.
I hung up. Pew. Plus, I reported his phone number. No, because that's the thing. That's why, when I'm translating, I try to de-escalate the situation because I know what's going to happen. They don't have to take the berating. They don't. And usually, since they're not taking it, I am taking it in Creole or in French. Yeah. No, that was very not appropriate. Because I try. I get it. He's angry. I'm trying to de-escalate the situation and trying to help him. Oh, he went in. Be this, be that, be this, be that. Smart ass. Oh, you're rude. Dude, you call me all kind of bitch and I'm rude? I'm rude. You call me a smart ass B and I'm the one who's rude. Wow. I was like, yep.
Yeah, you don't have to take that. No, sir.
No. Because I went and reported him. I'm like, okay, so the next person gonna get the exact same abusive language. So we need to block him out because it's not
right.
This person seriously have an anger management issue. I mean, you should know better. Nobody gonna help you.
This is for his unemployment.
Yes. This is the part that amused me. It's my money. When are you gonna give me my money? No, it's not your money. It's not. It's either the government money, the pandemic emergency, or
the company.
It's the employer is paying the unemployment insurance. It's not your money. But they're very entitled. It's my money. Why can't I get my money? But I try to help them. So I just ignore that part about it. But yesterday, damn. I even had one. Oh, that was a smart ass. Everything I say to her, she flips it, manipulates it, and said that I said things that I did not say. And she's like, because she wanted to talk to a manager, I'm like, pew. I don't have to take it at all, especially if we're not allowed to transfer it to a manager. We're not.
Right.
We're not allowed to do that. So I'm judge and executioner. You're going to have to deal with me. But they got to get smart. Because I tried the first week. They're like, no, there's no manager. Or I get them like threatened, making like, oh, they're going to call a lawyer. I'm like, bitch, you're tripping. You ain't got a job. You owe $20,000. You got no money. You get what you going to sue me exactly? Because you have to pay the lawyer retainer. Yeah. Because anyway, this is my first week, so I don't want to be rude. So I try to talk to the manager. They're like, hang up. I hung up. But I get her. Yeah, I get what he was. Because I didn't know, like, on my first week, I don't know what, because they don't want you to tell what to do. They don't want you to do that. They don't want you to give them the solution. It's just me. I see if I find I analyze. If I find it's dubious and unfair, then I tell them what to do. But if I see for example, a person from their accent, you can distinguish if they're white or black, because African Americans have a different accent, and and especially if they have this hood a slang expressive language, and then when I look up the picture, you see the picture of the person, the mannerism has nothing to do with the person on the phone talking to you. You know, it's scary because the person give their social security, their driver license, everything.
Right.
You know? So me, I pretend to help you, but at the same time, I'm blocking their account. Because no. Or that the other I block is like, for example, the wives tend to call for the husband. When you know the husband needs to speak for himself, you know that. So you doing that, I have to block it. I mean, it's not I want to, but you know that's fraud. I don't get it. Because it's mostly Canadian or African who do that. Some Arabs do that too. They will only be the one who talk for their wife, the husband. You kind of sound masculine, sir. Sir, you kind of sound masculine. Where's your wife? Oh, I have to talk to her. No. No, she has to identify herself first. Then we'll talk to you. But then when we do that, then they keep whispering. We can hear them whispering, like cutting them off. Like yeah, it pissed off the agent. Before you know it, pew. It is what it is. And that's why I try to say it in Creole because Haitians do that too. Yeah, usually it's the husband who talks for the wife. But Canadian, the wife speaks for the husband. Yeah, like, you know, the wife is called, my name is Pierre Beauchamp. Lady, what's your husband?
I am my husband.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I understand you got their social and all the information, but you know, I got the habit from the IRS. They don't play with that. You do stuff like that, they'll block your account. You know this.
Wow.
I know they block your account. Me never be. I do it because it makes no sense that you give me all, like, you know. For example, they give me their name is like Alex this and that, and clearly, you know, the high pitched voice. That's a woman, and they give me all the information. They said yes, I uploaded the picture. Yes, I uploaded the passport. I'm like, okay, let me find the passport, and I see a man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I help, but then I block your account at the same time. Like you don't have access to it.
Right.
Somebody has to do it for you. You don't. You know, because you know, I don't understand. They're trying to help, but no, it's inappropriate. When you know the rules, like, you know, he has to identify himself. Then you can speak. Then you can talk.
Crazy.
It is. It is. And I'm all out of news now. For today, I'm all out of news. Until next week.
Oh,
the only thing
that's news.
I know, right? The only thing that's different is Miami. There's mass shooting left and right now. Every week there's a mass shooting.
What's going on there? What's happening?
I know, right? We never had any mass shooting whatsoever. It's like we're catching up with the mass. It's like we're catching up. Every week there's a mass shooting.
Feels like we can't keep up.
Yeah. The first one was at the Aventura Mall, the most expensive mall. No,
right.
But Aventura.
Yeah.
But the guy was shooting outside of the mall. They were exchanging. Yeah, they're exchanging shots. So, and that kind of created a panic in the whole mall. People were running.
Of course.
But I heard a couple of them. I found out a couple of them got apprehended. They're still looking for the rest. But the one at the disco club, that's insane. Yeah, he riddled people with bullets, and they're like 20 are hurt, and like 6 died. Right, 6 died, and 20 got wounded. Like, oof. Obviously, it's like a gang, and they said that's what it was. It was a turf fight.
Wow. There's gonna be more.
No, there's another one. It was in his own house. He was a Latino, and he started shooting everybody. It was a party, and he just started shooting everybody.
Oh my God.
I know. That's insane. Because they say the mass shooting and mass stabbing, most of the time they happen in the house, not outside of a house. And that's why they call it familicide. So, yeah. There was one, it was the birthday of a child. The child was like 4 years old. And this dude just out of nowhere grabbed a knife and started stabbing left and right. Even that poor girl got stabbed, man. Yeah, I think 9 people got stabbed, including the girl.
You know, the madness is in the air, right? We're inhaling it, and people with weak minds are being affected by it.
Yeah, my mom said that, like, it's just unleashing demons, and I agree with her.
CERN.
Yeah.
The Hydra Collider opened up a portal.
Yeah, they're unleashing demons. I agree with it. Because
they can't close it back.
That's the thing. The CERN is inspired out of the Ring of Fire of Shiva. So basically, it is kind of a ring of fire, because they make the neutron run so fast that it creates energy.
Right. Well, they opened something up.
Yeah, they did.
Yep. You turn it back now.
Yeah.
Demons out here singing, ain't no stopping us now. No stopping.
Real.
Ain't no stopping us now. We're raising hell.
That's funny. That's not to me. It's not suffice to pray.
They held us down.
I know,
but
right?
Now we're joking around and finally coming around. I know we got a lot of hell to raise, and if you think there's none, you'll find out.
Lance, you're a mess.
I know, right?
You're a whole mess.
The fact of the matter is, there's more hell in churches today. More hell in churches today. Ain't no stopping. I'm bugging. Excuse me.
No, you're right. No, you're right.
We are heading to church. We're going to screw.
Oh my God!
Human body so bad. It's been a long time that I got some. It's been a long time.
Yeah, the fact that it's all those shows and all those social media, we're so distracted.
Yeah.
It's not enough to pray and go to church. It's just the common sense. We lost that.
Indoctrinating you with filth.
Yeah, we lost that. It's just complete monkey see, monkey do. You cannot stop individual and say, "Whoa, what the hell?" You know, because that's when you really are wigs. Is when every time you stop and say, you have to stop and analyze and say, "Whoa, what the hell?" You know,
for real. Super CERN. That's
I know.
Old folks that one.
Because no, he's right. Probably like because remember the article I gave you, like the Russian, they did a study where they found out a new weapon where they're releasing ultrasounds like below 60 hertz, and the American. They captured it and they took it to the next level, and the CIA actually captured it. I think there's a video I have to send to you where they talk about this, how scary the CIA is. Because in the beginning they had a different name, but they were basically made of ex-Nazis. Actually, some of them were infiltrating the Nazis. They were double agents. And it's the same Nazis that became the CIA. That's creepy. That's really creepy. You know? But they find out like all those frequencies that can make people go crazy. And the 11 hertz will basically make you go berserk. So me, I think they're using it. Probably that's what's creating all those mass shootings. You're right. Probably it's ringing at 11 hertz or something.
Maybe.
Because 6.66 hertz cause paranoia. You know? I think 4 hertz cause depression. And 11 hertz, you go berserk.
So when you see those people that they show down in Miami, the crazy man trying to eat the other man's face off, you know exactly where that's coming from.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine sitting there and somebody trying to eat off your face? No, dude.
Yeah, that's
trying to eat off your face. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's fucked up. And that man survived. My question is, why would you let him survive? The man got no face. How you want him to walk? Because you basically could see his skull when they arrived.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Make me dead.
Yeah, exactly. That's too much suffering. That's way too much suffering. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was this year, they were showing a guy that had the face implant that succeeded 5 years later. Because what happened, he was in a car accident where basically ripped his face off. You know how fucked up that is? They have an accident that rips your face off? Jeez. And you look at his face when he was like before the accident, his face now, it's two completely different things, man.
Yeah, because he's got somebody else's face on his skull.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know how I could look in the mirror. Oh, I would lose my mind. What the hell? No.
Yeah, because he basically is blind, and so he can't see, but he has he has his face.
Well, there's one that can see. There's one that they did a facial transplant, and he knows what he looks like.
Yep. Superman said, what the hell? That's true.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's just getting weirder and weirder and weirder, man. Like, what the hell? Yeah, it's not enough for, because there's the cult Eckankar leader, Paul Twitchell. He used to say that people like to say use your common sense left and right, but 90% of them don't use the goddamn common sense. Like you preach, but you walk the walk. They don't use common sense.
Right.
You gotta have a lack of it if you're gonna drink kerosene, like it's the Kool-Aid when you know it's not Kool-Aid.
There's so much. Some of these stories that we hear, there's so much backstory that sometimes you can't even just talk about, the known information. You know what I mean? Because there's so many things that's going on in the back. Where the government might try to really just bring down somebody's character or who they are as a person, and they'll set them up.
Yep.
And you believe the stories, but then if you go deeper, you might find out the real truth, and the real truth is what they don't want you to know.
Yep. You're right about that.
So
there's only the stir. There's also the weather control devices. How they call
yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much coming at us, though. We don't even realize, but there's just so much coming at us.
And you got 5G broadcasting at 60 megahertz. You know, because past 500 hertz, they're negative. They create negative effect in the body, and past 1,000, they create negative effect in the body. And you have thousands of towers now broadcasting at 60,000 hertz, 24/7.
Right.
Meanwhile, I'm talking shit because I'm using one of them. Right now, I'm using the T-Mobile home internet. Yeah, no, Comcast sucks, man. Comcast freaks me out. So it's like I have a backup internet. It works just the same.
Well, they're not giving you any choice anymore either.
Basically.
I mean, either you're going to do without the internet, or even if you buy your own internet, you're not being given too much choice of what you can, because they're manufacturing them all the same. So once you give up the old ones, and they're making it so that the old ones won't work for you anymore, once you give that up and you have to get whatever they have that's new, automatically you're being given 5G, modems. And you're being given 5G boxes in your house for your cable. So you really don't have a choice. The thing that bothers me more than anything else nowadays is that your landline is connected to your to whoever your cable provider is. So
yes, well, that's why I got that one, because when the hurricane happened, T-Mobile was still working. So now it's like an inverter because this it can still work 2 hours without it being charged, because it can just get charged. It can work for 2 more hours, but that's why I'm gonna get an inverter and we should be fine.
Right. But what I'm saying is that we don't have dedicated landline anymore, so that if the internet goes down, or if your internet goes down, your telephone would still work. Those are no longer, we don't have that anymore. So when the internet goes down and your cell phone doesn't work, your home phone isn't working either. So you're totally cut off. There's no way for you to get through to, communicate with anyone.
Yep. You're right about that. That's scary.
Yeah.
Especially if you might be in danger, you cannot even call 911.
Exactly. That's frightening. I don't care what anybody says. That's frightening.
It is. It is frightening.
So.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta keep it. Let me pray. But keep it. Nourish your spiritual side, but at the same time, you have to be alert of what's going on around you.
Right. Exactly.
It's not only use the common sense, but you have to be alert of what's going on around you.
Right.
So you can use your own judgment and question what's around you to see if it's in your interest or not.
That's true.
This population control is fucking with us. What the hell? It's like you said, they completely removed the trust. Because now, like you said, if all the phone are linked to Comcast or the other one, so now they could just shut it down. And no internet, no phone.
That's it. How many times I'm here and all of a sudden, you recognize that you don't have any internet because the computer stops working, or more than likely it's always your cell phone that gives you the first indicator that, something is wrong. And then you pick up your house phone and sometimes you realize that the house phone don't work, nothing works.
Yeah.
And then you just pray to God.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have the same internet provider for my house as my phone service. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So
actually, let me share the thing about the CIA. There's another one about the CIA I saw that was kind of messed up, because that was when talking about Edward Snowden. Because remember, the phone company, it was like not as a huge player like T-Mobile or AT&T or Sprint, and it refused to render the phone data to the CIA, and they basically murdered this man's career. I don't know if he's still in prison. Because he was the only one. I think he was Hispanic. He stood up like, no. And that's true. No. Give people the goddamn privacy. It's wrong. But the thing is, when they started doing, I was watching this documentary about Edward Snowden. So that's why he pissed them off so bad. He pissed them off because when in the beginning, they came up to Bush, President Bush Jr., and Bush said, he asked, what's his name? Michael, whatever, Hayden, what do you need? And he said, have access to everybody's file, internet, everything. So when they started doing it, the NSA and the CIA, they were actually, they thought it was for the greater good.
Right.
That's why when they started doing it, there was a buffer for Americans that they listened to everybody else, but for Americans, there was a buffer where their line would be encrypted. But little by little, Michael Hayden changed the game, and now it became spy. Yeah, it's literally they even stripped the disregard the Constitution, disregard everything. They actually created laws so they can bypass it and just literally spy on you. I mean, some people may say that, oh, well, I'm not doing anything wrong. No, I don't agree. It's my data. It's my information. It's my life. You need to ask me first. It's I mean, it may be virtual, it's not tangible, but it's still mine. It's still you. I mean, the game is so changed that now you can just put your face on somebody else doing something criminal, and before you know it, you're framed.
Right.
Before you know, you're framed. There was this guy, an accountant. And there was a CIA informant, but he was a black hat hacker. And the CIA was, he was working for the FBI, and they were trying to get info out of him, intel. So he just picked on the accountant, and he hacked his computer and inputted child pornography in it. Then he called out because they were looking for a children trafficking, ring, and he just pointed out to this guy who has nothing to do with, who never knew anything. Now all of the blue. Now he's Then he got child pornography on his computer.
And
this man had to go through a legal battle for 5 years before finally they acknowledge and release him. This is insane. This is scary. The world we're living in now.
Yeah.
It's not the world I anticipated when I was younger. I'm flexible in my thinking, because if I was rigid in my thinking, like so many people that don't look like us are, it has to go a certain way. Well, I thought by now my retirement would kick in, and the rate of exchange and the cost of living, and it's not like that. Ellie, get ready. I'm going to kill us all tonight. You know what I mean? That's what they do. It just didn't work out. These blacks, they're laughing, they're stating out rap music and having all kind of fun. We have Porsches, we have SUVs, we have a summer home in Italy. And how do they stay so happy?
I know, right?
Well, something, Lance, somebody earlier in the chat made a comment. I forgot what her name is. And she said she lives on $20,000 a year and she has a home and she has a car and she's living perfectly well. So remember we were talking yesterday or the day before on that show where, someone said they couldn't live on 25,000. There's no way they could live on 25,000 a year.
Yeah, you can. Depending on what city you live in, you can.
Of course, yeah. But this was Florida. They were talking about living off with 25,000 in Florida.
Oh, okay.
But
it's
but this person said that they live on 20,000 and they're living quite comfortably.
But see, that's the thing. It's not how much you make; it's what you don't spend.
Well, that's true too.
Does the climate support the growth of food? Do you eat that kind of food? Do you subsist on fruits and vegetables, maybe a little other things that you can make by yourself? Do you have to be in a mansion? Could you build your own home? Do you have the expertise to build or the inner circle to help you build your own home, whether it be a container home or just something basic? It doesn't have to be too small. Can you go somewhere where, you have access to hospitals, access to other things, and where it doesn't flood you out? How's the crime in that area? Are you isolated? Do you need a car? There's a lot of things that you as a person have to weigh out when you choose somewhere to live. And like I said, the ultimate would be to live without needing money, that you can be off the grid, but you almost have to pay to get off the grid. In a sense, you got to buy these things but you have to have a clear state of mind and know how you want to live. When you're caught up in all of these distractions that are here, it makes it so much harder because most of the stuff that we think we need, we don't need. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's an inner struggle, really. It's so simple. I mean, I'm willing to bet that a person can live good off of $12,000 a year. Why not? $1,000 a month. If your home is paid for, you're growing your own little vehicle, or if you live somewhere we don't even need a vehicle. You might have a bicycle or a motorcycle or something. I don't suggest motorcycles or just some small vehicle that you don't have to drive around or run it down. You could change your own oil, do your own tune-up. Knowledge is power in that respect. If you can do more yourself and you handle yourself and you can build your own home. We took a little walk a little while ago, to get some water from the store down the road, right? And the lady said she's going to stay open a little while longer. And we said, you know what? Let's take a walk way back where we never did before. You'd be surprised in this particular area. I'd say 85% of the homes are being built slowly from people from other places, right?
Right.
And they're taking their time. I could see that because these places are moving along slowly. The people who are here are doing a little faster. But what I'm saying is that they have a vision. And some of these people are building houses that I wouldn't build. They're too damn big. You know what I mean? But to each his own. You never know a person's situation. All I'm saying is that wherever they are in the world, they're thinking about somewhere that when they're done with their house, it's paid for. And that's one of the biggest things, rent and mortgage and the kind of mortgages. They don't really do mortgages like that here as much. They have them, but it's like more an affluent thing. And it's just a different way of thinking that what you won't feel crushed in the system. The system will crush you and have you hopeless. And if you could change your perspective, like the one lady said that we spoke about, I could never live off 25. And here's another lady who says,
you can.
I can live off of 20. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because me and my mom were living off less than 20 in Orlando. You can. And we were living well.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that's why we're able to save money to come here in Miami.
Right.
We were able to save like 10 grand and we came here. No, you can. You can. I mean, of course. I mean, the apartment was like $500 a month, but it was kind of in the hood because they were shooting. But the good thing about it is I would lose my wallet, and every time they would bring back my wallet with the credit cards with the money in it, even though it was hoodish.
Right.
to show you what kind of people they were. I think 3 times I lost my wallet. 3 times they would bring the wallet to the office with everything in it.
Just because you're in the hood don't mean you have a hood mentality. You know that,
exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah, because
So.
there was no like robbery, nothing like that. But burglary, no. But shooting, yes, which was really fucked up. Because it happened just once before we left, the year we left, and I was doing my polishing doing my pedicure, and I was putting polish on it, and then I had to lay flat on the floor, and I'm like, I left Haiti for this shit. What the hell? I left Haiti for this shit.
Mess up your whole business.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but now Miami is something else now. Well, my nurse came in. She came in Monday. Friday. Last Friday she came in, and she said, and I would agree with her. It's poverty. That's all it is. It's poverty, because 30% of the population is still jobless. So that's inevitable. You refuse to give, because to give them the unemployment, basically the people are poor, and they have to prove that they are poor.
Right.
Yeah, you rigged the system so that they can never get that money. They said they gave us stimulus for small businesses, but they make it so fucking hard that small business cannot get it. Because, not every small business have like an EIN number, registered with the city, registered with this.
True.
Yeah. Because a friend showed me that where the city was giving $10,000. Okay, for small business. Because I have my own little small business on eBay. But they wanted me to have an EIN, pay city tax, state tax. I'm like, by the time I'm done, I will owe $10,000. You can keep that $10,000.
They're gonna take all your money. Beatrice Noel is the EIN, EIN. And
Okay.
she's gonna give all our money, EIN. And a tax here, tax there, a little stress, tax. You won't have nothing left. EIN. You better hustle free like the dudes on the corner. But you're legit, gotta pay tax. I'm bugging y'all. See how my brain goes?
No, it's for real. That's exactly what it is. By the time I'm done, I want shit. I will really need that $10,000.
Right.
Nah, man. Because I don't even make that much profit. Yeah, I was able to make like $500 a month, but then coronavirus happened.
Right.
So now sale is really, really, really slow.
Really low.
Actually, people buying from me or from outside the United States. I was surprised. A lady all the way from Hong Kong bought something from me.
Really?
It's really hard to ship something to Hong Kong, man. They give you this long ass questionnaire. I'm like, what the fuck? Because she only bought a plate. Why I gotta answer all that question for a goddamn plate? It's ridiculous. Yeah, they gotta say what you're sending them, why you sending them. Do I have a license for it? So I gotta have a license to ship something to Hong Kong? What the? No.
We don't want black woman making profit off us. We should be making profit off you. And if you send it to us, we're going to study it and sell it back to you, and the whole world make profit. You're not supposed to make profit, black woman. We're Chinese.
That's how they do. You're right. That's Japanese. How they roll. You're right. Because when they started inviting us to come to their country, so in order for you to open business in their country, they have to have the blueprint of your product so they can do it themselves. They have to and sell it for cheaper in China.
Right. That's why you have to always leave off a step.
Yeah. That's why you would see those bootleg iPhone, bootleg Louis Vuitton, bootleg Chanel. That's how.
They give them the specs and they go back and recreate it.
Yeah. Huawei is the same thing. Not only they did that, they did a lot of intellectual property theft. Like when they stole stuff from Cisco, they stole stuff from who else? Cisco and another one. That's why they're able. Yeah. Even though the beef between Huawei and Trump was about cesium. Keep that real. Because China is the only country who has control over cesium. But no, Huawei was reputed for unfair trading. Actually, their employees are encouraged to do that because that's how they compete to get promoted.
Interesting.
I know, right? I'll tell you what's even more. The more you hear stuff about China, the more like, I don't think I want to go there, really. Yeah, because it's true. There's everywhere. There's something dysfunctional. Every country has something dysfunctional. It's not just China. But in China, Hong Kong included, you don't own land. You don't. It's lended to you for 50 years.
Really?
Nobody owns land in China. It's the government's. And, like for Hong Kong, it's even more expensive because it's Hong Kong. So, and nobody owns it. That's why Chinese tend to put value on property. That's why you see here when they buy house left and right, because they're for average person here, they save 40% of their check. Chinese, they'll save 75 to 80% of their check.
Right.
And they'll buy a house with it because that's their mentality, because they know the property will get value. Yeah. Get more value, so that's their mentality. Inevitably, they will buy houses they will buy property. So since they cannot own land in China, they come here or in Europe to own land.
Of course, that's why they're going all around and buying up every damn thing, because they know that's your real wealth. We're the ones who are just now beginning to recognize that.
There's a movie, I'm trying to find the name. Is it Wine Fever or Red Fever? It's a movie about wine, about the Bordeaux, about La Tour and Lafite. And yeah, because and what year was that? It was in the 2000s. After 9/11, we're after passage. It's I think like 2009, 2008, 2009. So, they're starting raising. Lafite and Latour. They're starting like they got, how they call it when they open to the stock market.
Oh, okay. They went public.
Yeah, they went public. So basically, people were investing. Having wines or having stock.
Yeah,
and before you know it, a Lafite or Latour can worth $10,000 to $50,000.
Right.
So for example, they were showing this billionaire. I have the movie, just I don't remember the name of it. This Chinese billionaire, and his whole bedroom is wine. Lafite and Latour. Yes. They're worth millions of dollars.
Wow.
But this is what happened. So it went public, right? And every year it's more expensive. And as they do that, less Russian, because the only competitor left who could afford it were the American and the Russian. But then it became so expensive that the only people who can buy them are the Chinese. And this is where the game got all fucked up. Because now Oh yeah, the gang got all fucked up because now they would buy the Latu and Lafitte. They drink their wine, they keep the bottle, and they start reselling it with fake Latu in it.
Oh God.
They would go in France, buy a chateau. They would dismantle the chateau brick by brick, rebuild it in China, call it Chateau Latour, and sell their wine. So, the white people were like, flabbergasted. Oh. Yeah, but you were too fucking greedy. That's what happened when you so fucking greedy. You were so, eager to raise the price so nobody else can afford it. That's what happens.
Right.
So yeah, because now you hear like French vendors saying that there's more Chateau Latour than Chateau Latour that were produced. Because these people, they produce like not even thousands, hundreds of bottles. That's it. Meanwhile, out there, there's thousands of Lafitte and Latour. Millions of them. And they even showed that millionaire, the fuck, where with her snobby attitude, she said when she done drinking Latour, she has the waiter break it right in front of her, the bottle, the empty bottle, break it right in front of her.
Okay.
Yeah, you go with your bad self. You can afford it. Because they even were showing an auction where Latour was being sold for $500,000. What the hell? Yeah, a case is worth at least $500,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Can you imagine? You drink off the expensive wine and then you're gonna put water or put something inferior and sell it back for $10,000 a bottle. Ooh.
It's a fool to do it.
The Chinese that bootleg everything.
For real.
That's scary. And like Louis Vuitton, Latour, they had to sue them, for infringement, copyright infringement, and all that. Not even the copyright, everything, trademark, everything, infringement. Yeah, but I don't think that's how scary. No, that's not a nightmare, little sister. No, this is the nightmare. It's when the Indian and the Chinese start selling fake eggs made out of plastic, fake ramen noodle made out of plastic, fake watermelon made out of plastic. That's scary.
Yeah, that's scary.
That is. How the hell do you make fake watermelon? I don't even want to find out.
And they sell that shit in Africa. That's the scariest part.
It's got to be grown for me to eat it. Right on my property.
Yeah, that was like 4 years ago. Yeah, the African would show like Nigerian and in England, and they're doing their ramen noodle, and you put it in the hot water, and you see the ramen noodle dissolve, and it's become like this plastic mush. They put eggs in hot water, and the egg that just dissolved. Oh, they were fake rice too.
Yeah, that I heard. That I saw.
Right. That bullshit was sold all the way to Haiti. So now the Haitian will be on social media saying the only way, and that's true, that makes sense, that's smart. You have to put the rice in water and the plastic will lift up. The plastic will float and the rest will be the rice. Yeah, Henderson, plastic rice. Vietnamese were doing it. Indian were doing it. Forget about the Chinese. They're the OG of that bullshit.
That's crazy.
Yes, it is. Oh no, they're doing some work. I mean, they outgrown all some of that bullshit. But I remember, when was that? That was not too long ago. That was not too long because they dump their used oil and the sewage. So they would pick up that same oil from the sewage and reuse it. And the
Who was doing this? May I ask?
In China.
Oh.
I mean, what the fuck? You're not poor. It's not the end of the world. It's not a goddamn apocalypse. What the hell? That's disgusting.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That is disgusting. No, these people are something else. That's not even unethical anymore. That's demonic, okay?
That's straight up evil. That's straight up evil.
Yeah, that's demonic. You do understand you're poisoning people.
They don't care. They're making money.
I know, but that's the problem, right? It's just like the multi-billionaires, having their skyscrapers right next to the slum. Exactly.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You see that all the time, especially in India and Brazil and a lot of those. They're not considered third world countries, but, they're literally third world living. First world accommodations in third world filth.
Filth, literally. Do you know they're gonna host the Copa America? These niggas are crazy.
Who's doing it? Who's hosting
Brazil. It? Brazil has a third wave. People are dying left and right. They want to host the World Cup. I mean the Copa America. Because the World Cup it's different. It's like every 4 years. So, every 4. But they happen every 2 years. You don't even notice. Because 2 years is Copa America. 2 years later, World Cup. 2 years.
Right. True.
Yeah.
True.
And that's the only time I watch soccer. Is that a Copa America?
During World Cup.
Yeah, that's it.
That's when I watch it.
But Haitian, they took that shit to the next level. I don't know if they still do that. Because there was one World Cup. Was it the one in year 2000? Niggas were betting their wives, betting their house, betting their cars.
It's that serious.
Okay? Because they were betting, because you have a group of us, they're for Brazil. Another group of us, they're for Argentina. For years, It's either you're a fan of Brazil. It's like Republican and Democrat,
Right.
It's like you don't mess with people who are for Argentina. Because either you're Brazil, either you're Argentina. Because, of course, my house, we grew up being fan of Brazil, so...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was root for Brazil. But like Germany's been doing real good. France been doing good. Yeah, especially if the majority of them are African. So yeah, France.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. Of course they're going to be doing well. Yeah.
Okay. They're African, of course. Yay, France. I think the Chinese one too has plenty of African in it. Man, how can you be racist and you're putting African in your team? Like,
because they'll use them for that. They'll use them, money's involved. They'll use you.
Right? Oh, that's the only time white folks will respect you. It's money. That's the only way you can hurt them too. In their pocket. That's the only way they will respect you. Yeah, that's true. Britain has a lot. Yeah, it was a wind rush, right? In the 1950s. They have plenty of Jamaican and African. And under what? There wasn't the prime minister that was before the shaggy hair. What was it?
Blair.
It was a lady. No, it was her. It was a not Blair. It was a lady.
Oh,
I forgot. But anyway, under her administration, they started deporting Jamaicans.
yes, they did. Yes, they did.
That's fucked up. You know, because they invited them to come in because after the war they were so broke. They invited them to come in to rebuild England. You know, and now England is doing somewhat well. Somewhat. They started deporting. I think it's out of the Brexit thing. From the Brexit fever, they started deporting black people. And this is where it's scary. The people they were deporting, they're like 2 or 3 generations living in England. So you send that person that they don't know nothing about Jamaica.
That's right. That's right.
That's crazy.
They have nothing about
Theresa
Jamaica.
May. Okay, Theresa May.
And the worst thing, Jamaica was taking bribe to get him deported there. I think that it was like $10,000 or $5,000 per deportee. Yeah. It was Margaret. It was Margaret.
No. Theresa May was the one that was that's before Boris.
Yeah, Margaret Thatcher. That's way.
That's
the Iron Lady. That's the Iron Lady in the era of the IRA, where the IRA was doing terrorist act in England. That's why terrorism was idealistic, I guess, because
she was from 79 to 90.
Yeah. Theresa May, because her mission was to execute Brexit, but she failed at it too.
Right.
So she was booted out for the shaggy hair. Brexit is not going to happen. Because Brexit was a sprout out of racism. They don't want Romanian and black people and Syrian refugees come in England. So they'd rather just get out of the European Union. And actually, I think they were too influenced by the Russians through Cambridge Analytica. That's why the second time they won the vote were in favor of Brexit, because the Russian funded it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, you're right. You can. Norman said, yeah. Even in Haiti, you can find people like straight hair, white, blue eye, green eye, and they're Jamaican or Haitian. They talk with a Jamaican accent and they speak Creole because for generations their family been in the islands.
Right. Well, a lot of I just found out recently a lot of the Jamaicans are, a lot of black people lived in Ireland, and a lot of Jamaicans were from Ireland. Period. Not something where your parents, your black parent was impregnated by an Irish man or whatever the case may be. Your grandfather or whatever is Irish. No, they literally lived in Ireland as African. Yeah.
I would not be surprised. No, we have been involved in a lot of worlds here, a lot of our stuff. Yeah, there are like records of black people being princes all throughout Europe. Yeah. All throughout Europe. Exactly. Not the Moors too, because like one of the Medici's he was black.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Even India, who's like super fucking racist, but they found out throughout India's history, every time they needed to build their army, they went to look for Africans to come and build their army. That's why throughout their history too, you find black kings and black princes. Yeah, for 400 years. Africans have been going to India. That's why there's also a tribe that's 400 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, they treat them like shit because they're black.
I would like to know where did they steal the power? How did I don't want it to sound too simplistic, but we know that they stole the power from something, from somewhere. And maybe somebody in the chat will tell me where, because they've done a little bit more reading and studying than I have. But, Britain can't go from being, these nasty SOBs, pouring piss out a window to all of a sudden ruling the world. Being, you stole the power from somewhere.
You're right.
Well, probably it started with the Crusade, where they learned how to read and write from the Moors, because they didn't know how to read and write. And they didn't know mathematics, they didn't know astronomy, they didn't know astrology. They got all of that from the Moors.
Yeah.
Probably that's how it started. They got it from us.
Yeah, they got it from us, but they went somewhere and stole something. They say that there's a stone that the queen sits on. I think it's Jacob's stone that he slept on. I think it's that stone. It's under the throne. It's under the queen's throne, and there's power in that stone.
Oh.
Yeah. And there's another one. I think there's also one. If it's not the one in England, it's the one in Scotland. But it's there. It's under the throne. Yeah.
I would not be surprised.
And then when you think about King Arthur's court and Merlin the sorcerer, but you have to think back to those times, because I feel that's when the power started. That's where the power started. Merlin got something. Merlin found something. He got some knowledge from somebody, and they ran with it, just like they do with anything else. They take what they know from us and they run with it. Whether we give it to them freely or they take it by force, and they run with it and they use it, and they were able to take all of that. And Merlin did whatever he did with our information and gave them power.
Most likely, yes. Because when you conquer people, that's what you get from them too. The essence.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's that booty loot. They get the booty loot.
Yep.
Don't get me started.
I was waiting for you to say something. Oh gosh.
I know, right? I think I'm gonna go now, guys. I'm sleepy.
Hey, you put in some work
my
tonight.
Dear. You did.
Yeah.
You did.
I'm gonna put some work in tonight.
She did.
Yeah, that's why it's imperative that we share it, like for everybody to see. Especially if the YouTube, man, this shadow ban bullshit it's just BS, man. What the hell? The only way we got to do like how the slave used to do in Saint Domingue. There was no internet. Okay, there was no phone.
Exactly.
And there were, enchained slave. They still managed to organize and get rid of all the white masters.
Yeah.
So the same way we need to organize, share the word. Because like I said before, it's not about us getting more views, be popular. No, I just want to start the conversation.
A conversation needs to be started, and I hope that we get a lot of good, positive comments.
Yes.
In the comment section. People need to really just speak their minds in the comment section with respect, but speak your mind. Yeah.
And let it all hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't let too much hang out, because Brother Lance may have to just steamroll.
Not only that too, but
you
now
can't go.
Yeah.
You can't go to the little hangout is on LanceScurv.com. You know, it takes a couple hours for me to post up the same show right to the site. But you can go on the site in that comment section and let it all hang out. Say whatever you.
Right. He'll leave you there.
Yeah, not only that, now you hear us. Use your common sense. Use your street smarts.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Now to turn a monkey see, monkey do. Try to start thinking for yourself. Make decisions for yourself.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well, we did good. You did good. You did great. You did wonderful.
Yeah. So now I got to dig for more drama for next week.
You do your thing, my sister. You do your thing. Yes, indeed. All right, guys. Okay. Brother Lance.
Oh, yeah. That was a show. Damn.
Thank you so much. We enjoyed it.
Thanks, everyone. Yes.
You know, and it's always a pleasure. And I truly say, if Beatrice Noel was talking to her sleep, I'd have to get a pad and a pencil because I know
my God.
We need people like you, brothers and sisters like you, to, you know, share and experiences and the knowledge you have. And you see, it's sad because, you know, when we get out of college, I'm not saying college is it. I'm just saying that any of us who are known for our cerebral abilities to retain our history and spread it, we're not applauded, we're not celebrated as much as we should be. But come out of jail or prison and we're applauded. Oh man, yeah, you back in the street, free so and so. You know what I mean? So we have to direct good energy and support our sisters like Beatrice Noel. That you're so crucial. I mean, for the children to come hang around you, they'll learn so much. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly.
We need to revere and honor and respect those. Look, I just run a little website, a little YouTube page. You put in some real work, okay? You teaching up in here.
Well, I want to set us apart from all the other Black channels. That's what I want. Like, set us apart. Because all the other, they just focus on how Black are mistreated. But, you know, we are mistreated because we're not organized. That's what they took from us when they murdered Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, or even the Black Panther. They took that from us. You know, this desire to organize, to educate, so you can, because the only way you can organize, you have to be educated.
There you go.
There you go. That's right. That's one of the famous quotes in Beatrice Noel.
Yeah.
You've been a trooper. Get some rest. And I always say that, and I always end up staying up late too. But I'm gonna get some rest tonight too.
Yes, please do.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
He stays really late, man. That's really late.
No comedy show tonight, Mr. Haru. We'll have to figure something else out.
We'll do it tomorrow, because, like, you know, we'll push it back tomorrow. You know, we'll do that. Yes, little sister, much love to you, little sister. I see you there. Much love
to y'all too.
Yes.
Y'all enjoy your weekend. Till next week.
Yes, my dear. Take care. All right, guys.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Okay. All right.
Sun is rising, feel the warmth of my face. There's a lot to do now, but there ain't no race. I sip my coffee, I'm feeling fine. No need to work yet, I'm gonna take my time. It's a brand new day.